Hello and welcome to the live chit chat for the match between Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. I am Parthiv Joshi. With me here in the studio is Wali Siddiqui and Sahil Maggu. We'll be staying with you for the live chit chat of this match, and a fantastic matchup is coming up next in the Indian Premier League. Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals both have found form lately, and this will be interesting to see how these two sides fare.
And it was, thank you for that, first of all, Paritosha. It was Shreyas Iyer who won the toss for Delhi Capitals as he elected to field first at the Savai Mansingh Stadium. So the two Rajasthan batsmen are out there. It's Ajinkya Rahane and Sanju Samson opening the innings. A kind reminder that Josh Butler is no longer in the Rajasthan Royals team. He's gone back home. He just had to attend his wife and his new born baby. So it's going to be these two who are going to open the innings for the rest of the campaign. And if we talk about the playing 11 of both the teams, then for Rajasthan it's Ajinkya Rahane, Sanju Samson, Steve Smith, Ashton Tono, and Ben Stokes, Ryan Parag, Stuart Binney, Shreyas Gopal, Jofra Archer, Jaydev Unadkat, Dhaval Kulkarni. Steve Smith will be captaining the side, while for Delhi Capitals is Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Colin Ingram, Chris Morris. The only change, he comes in place of Sandeep Lamuchene, Shane Rutherford, Akshar Patel, Kagiso Rabada, Amit Mishra and Ishan Sharma. So just the one change for Delhi Capitals. Instead of Lamuchene, it's Chris Morris, and Rajasthan Royals going with an unchanged 11 over here. So the first ball is about to be bowled. Ajinkya Rahane will be the batsman to take the strike, and it's Ishan Sharma holding the new ball.
Well, certainly now both of these two sides will be looking for a win here, because it will do wonders for their campaign. Both of them have found form lately. Rajasthan Royals have come a little late to the party, but the captaincy change of Stephen Smith now at the helm of things has certainly been in their favour. It's Rajasthan Royals versus Delhi Capitals at the Savai Mansingh, and it had been a fortress for Rajasthan Royals under the captaincy of Stephen Smith last time around. Will it be the same?
Well, we'll just take a look over here, because if we talk about the points table, Delhi Capitals currently at third position with 12 points, 11 on points with Mumbai Indians, but their net run rate is slightly low. And Rajasthan are on 7th place as they have 6 points. So first ball being bowled at a good delivery, and away swinger by Ishan Sharma, play and a miss by Ajinkya Rahane. Good carry towards Rishabh Pant, and it was a jaffa of a delivery. And the thing which has impressed me most about Ishan Sharma is that when we last saw him in white ball cricket, he was proving to be quite expensive, and he even lost quite a few games for Team India. But now that he's here, he has rejuvenated himself with that skill of the in-swing and the away swinger.
Well, he certainly has, but in this match his performance will particularly be in contention along with the other players as well. For Rajasthan Royals, the players like Rahane will have to put in with the runs, because he has been out of sorts in this season's IPL and has been out of favour for the Indian side, but he starts off brilliantly on the second delivery through the covers for a 4. The first 4 for the Rajasthan side in this match, and the first for Rahane as well.
So a good shot by Ajinkya Rahane on the upper cover drive, trademark shot by Ajinkya Rahane right off the coaching manual, and a good start for Rajasthan and Rahane. 4 for no loss after that boundary. 2 balls have been bowled, and what a ball that was, but it was an even better shot by Ajinkya Rahane. It will be important for his aspect that he might be able to prove a point, because quite a few question marks are being raised on his position. He's just hit the 150 in the IPL, and he needs to prove more.
Well, he certainly has to, and because he was one of the major players for Rajasthan Royals in the previous seasons, but has been out of sorts this time around. And along with Sanju Samson, who is looking quite good for them in this season, they need a big partnership right at the start to build on for players like Stephen Smith and Ben Stokes. Ryan Parag was a revelation for them in the last match, and Ashton Turner can do something with the bat as well. Stuart Binney has found form, much to the joy of Rajasthan fans, and these performances count in the bigger picture, and the captaincy change for Steve Smith has certainly worked for them this time around also.
A good delivery once again by Ishan Sharma. He went for the drive, Ajinkya Rahane, but it went straight towards the fielder standing at mid-off. No runs taken over there. So it's 4 for no loss after 4 deliveries. Good comeback after being struck for a boundary. If we talk about Ishan Sharma in the 22 innings since 2016, he's taken 10 wickets and bowled with an economy of 7. And he wasn't a part of the previous edition of the IPL. He concentrated on county cricket, and that is where I think he's got his mojo back, and he's proving to be quite an asset for Delhi Capitals. It's 4 for no loss after 4 deliveries. The 5th delivery of the first over, no runs taken. So no runs taken. In fact, there was a boundary, but no runs taken after that. So it's 4 for no loss, 5 deliveries, another dot delivery by Ishant Sharma.
A fantastic delivery there by Ishant Sharma. Rahane not getting a hold of it, and very close of edging it to the wicketkeeper, but he will remain at the crease for now. 5 deliveries have been bowled by Ishant Sharma. He has been decent for Delhi Capitals this time around, and they have been good as a team, Delhi Capitals, after a devastating previous season where they fared pretty badly in the IPL. They were the last in the points table, and certainly struggled throughout the campaign under the captaincy of Gautam Gambhir, and they certainly found their rhythm a little bit under the captaincy of Shreyas Iyer, who is the captain this time around.
So a single taken on the final delivery of the over. Rahane will retain the strike as 5 for no loss after that, and a good over so far by Ishant Sharma. If you talk about Ajinkya Rahane's career in the IPL, and if you talk about Ajinkya Rahane's career in the IPL, he's played 135 games in which he's batted in 128 innings, has an average of 32, scored over 3,000 runs and 3,640 runs, and also has 27 50s along with 100. So he's a proven candidate in the Indian Premier League, but he needs to prove more. Well, there is another guy who's proven himself in the chit-chat box, and it's Sahil Maggu. Welcome back.
Good evening, Wali, and good evening, very good evening to all our listeners out there. Yesterday night, there was a crazy game between CSK and RCB, and we were still discussing about the game in the morning, but today promises to be another exciting game, as it's a very, very crucial junction in this IPL. Both the teams would want to get those 2 points, as Rajasthan would want to maintain their hopes in terms of qualifying for the playoffs, while Delhi Capitals, if they get these 2 points, they will be an inch higher to making in the top 4.
Right, Sohail Amar Khil is here with us saying salam in Arabic. So walaikum salam Sohail, and Sanju Samson. If we talk about his IPL career, he's played and there is a run-out opportunity if he hits it directly, and yes, Sanju Samson is a goner. Yes and no equation over there, and he goes for a diamond duck. He didn't even face a delivery. Sanju Samson, Rabada, there's no stopping him. If he can't contribute with by taking a wicket, he does contribute in the field by taking blinders or a good run out over there.
Yes, fielding an absolute important factor there. Look at that on his delivery, defended by Ajinkya Rahane. Sanju Samson was standing in the middle, and Rabada, how quick was he off his foot, went to the ball and direct hit. Sanju Samson was not even in the frame. You can see how livid he is, you can see how angry he is, because he's gone for a duck, and he looked in great form in the last game. He scored 35 from 19 deliveries, but for today he has to go for a diamond duck, as Wali just now pointed. 0 from 0 for Sanju Samson, as Rajasthan Royals are 5 for 1 at the end of 1.1 overs.
I think that is the worst way of getting out 0 without facing a delivery, and with no fault of your own. It was Ajinkya Rahane who said yes and then sent him back, and absolutely he will be disappointed and devastated with that. Gerald Coutinho is back with us saying hello gentlemen. Well, hello Gerald, good to have you here. Ajinkya Rahane is still in there, he's on 5, but the first wicket has fallen for the Rajasthan Royals. It was of the 24-year-old Sanju Samson through a run out by Kagiso Rabada.
Yes, and another stat coming from our statman, Mr. Abhishek Pandey. He's telling us that the 4-run victory that Delhi Capitals had, Delhi Daredevils at that time,
right,
during a rain-affected game against Rajasthan Royals in 2018, was the only win for Delhi franchisee since 2013. The Delhi team lost to Royals in 7 consecutive matches until that fixture. So it shows how dominant the Rajasthan team has been over Delhi Capitals. But then a lot of things have changed. The captain has changed, the jerseys have changed, and there are inclusion of players who were not there in the team before. With that change, Steve Smith has walked in, the new captain for Rajasthan Royals. He'll also be playing for a certain number of days before he has to go back to the camp. So do you think it's a good move? Because Ajinkya Rahane was given the captaincy for this team, then it was taken away, it was given to Steve Smith, and after a few days Rahane would be the captain again.
Well, it would have been a good move if Steve Smith would have been the captain earlier on. I did not get the concept of why are you not giving Steve Smith or David Warner from Hyderabad the captaincy. I understand when Kane Williamson was absent for the first few games, why did you give it to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar? He doesn't have an experience of captaining the squad except for UP for a bit. But Why haven't you given it to him? They have been penalized for their wrongdoings. They are now back in the fray. They are inducted in the World Cup squad. So why not give the captaincy to them in the very first place?
Well, that's a tough call, Wally, because both David Warner and Steve Smith, they have been involved in a scandal that made them infamous all around the world. There were a lot of questions in terms of the captaincy, while Cricket Australia has banned David Warner from any captaincy in domestic or international form. BCCI even BCCI wasn't happy when Ajinkya Rahane was replaced by Steve Smith. So a lot of questions, mixed reactions on this. We would want definitely some feedback from our listeners as to would consider Steve Smith and David Warner in terms of a captain. Well, the cricketing bane that they have, you would definitely want one of these to lead aside, but then the recent past that they're coming from, maybe that has tainted their image a bit.
I guess so, but you need your best man to lead the pack, but that wasn't the case for Rajasthan for quite a few games, and you could see the change in the previous game when Steve Smith was handed the captain's armband. He single-handedly went on, not single-handedly, Ryan Parak's contribution as well assisted Rajasthan in winning the game, but it was him who stayed with the final over, Steven Smith, and he won the game, and he was in a completely different mood in that game.
You could see from the body language that it was a different Steve Smith altogether. In the initial games that Steve Smith was playing, he was struggling. He was not the original himself. He wasn't finding the middle of the bat. He was trying very hard. You could see the dedication and the effort, but it wasn't the same Steve Smith. However, in the last game when he was captaining the side, he was leading from the front. It was a very different Steve Smith. With every shot that he played, he was 10 times more confident than he was earlier. And the body language, it reflects from the player's body language. The confidence that he exuberates is something that the Rajasthan camp would be looking forward to, because it's a very important stage in this game. It's a very important game for both the teams, because if Rajasthan want to make it to the playoffs, as we have just now mentioned, if they win this, they come at par with Kolkata Knight Riders, and a few more wins and they might even qualify for the 4th spot.
Absolutely. Tenzin Sugrab is back with us, so welcome back, Tenzin. Prasanna Bayashal is asking us that why is there no Sandeep Lamacharyan today? Well, beats me, Prasanna. I guess the reason they have not included Sandeep Lamacharyan is because it is a batting friendly wicket, Rajasthan, as compared to Firozshah Kotla, and by adding Chris Morris, you just have an extra pacer as well as an extra batsman over there. But if I were the captain, then I would definitely play Sandeep Lamacharyan in each and every game.
Same here for me. If you have the quality bowler like Sandeep Lamacharyan in the team who can give you 4 good overs, yes, he cannot bat, but in those 4 overs he can definitely pitch in with 2 wickets at least. In the last game also he picked up 2 wickets, and the same would be expected from him whenever he plays. So it's a difficult call when you can only play 4 international players, 4 overseas players, and given how the Jaipur pitch is, you would want a medium pacer so that he can use his variable bounce, he can use his slower ones, and I think that's the thinking behind getting Chris Morris and leaving out Sandeep Lamacharyan.
And meanwhile, if you talk about Ajinkya Rahane, he's the only batsman to have faced all the 13 deliveries so far. He hasn't given the strike to any other batsman, neither Steve Smith, and neither did he give the strike to Sanju Samson. And once again, he strikes a boundary, this time towards mid-wicket. Akshar Patel has been introduced in the 3rd over itself, and all 14 balls have been faced by Ajinkya Rahane. I hope he doesn't run out his skip over here.
Yes, all 14 runs have been faced by Ajinkya Rahane. In fact, all 14 runs have been scored by Ajinkya Rahane. So Rajasthan Royals are 14 at the loss of 1 wicket. Steve Smith has come to the crease. He is also 0 from 0. Sanju Samson was unfortunately run out when he was a duck. He didn't even face a delivery in his defense, but he was run out as there was a miscommunication between Rahane and Sanju Samson. Meanwhile, Rabada was exceptionally good in the field. Finally, Ajinkya Rahane has taken a single. 15 on the board now for Rajasthan in 2.3 overs, and Smith will be facing the first delivery.
Finally, some other batsmen will get to have a go on the bowlers. 2.3 overs have been bowled, 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. Ajinkya Rahane is on 15. Steve Smith will be facing his first delivery of the game. Azad Malik is here with us saying hello. So hello Azad, welcome back. Steve Smith on 0. And Akshar Patel has had an impressive IPL season so far, barring the first game against Mumbai Indians. I think he's made a remarkable comeback in terms of taking wickets as well as contributing with the bat as well. And that is what he can do. He's a value addition player in the IPL.
Yes, very, very much positive to have a player like Akshay Patel in the team. And this is another reason why Sandeep Lamichhane is probably not playing, because when you see the spin department for Delhi Capitals, you have Amit Mishra, you have Akshay Patel. So two genuine wicket takers, they are already there. So you might as well use the third spot as a spinner along with a medium pacer who can give you something with the ball as well as something with the bat. Chris Morris, a not bad replacement. He's a very good person in terms of, he's a match winner in his own. He can change the complexion of the game. So I wouldn't mind for this game especially. Had this game been played at Firozshah Kotla, you would have definitely seen Sandeep Lamichhane. But because it is being played in Jaipur, that is why the change. Meanwhile, Ajinkya Rahane tries to go for a slog sweep but mistimes it. Takes a single as Chris Morris does the cover up. 17 for 1 Rajasthan Royals in 2.5 overs. Rahane 16 from 16. Smith is 1 from 1.
17 for 1, and Steve Smith will be the batsman to take the strike now. The final delivery of the third over, and it will be just a 1 run taken. Guided it towards the mid-wicket boundary, and yes, it's 18 for 1 after the end of 3 overs. Islam Khan saying that you've solved the question. You solved the question that I had asked. Well, what was the question, Islam Khan? Because we didn't receive it. I think it was something regarding Sandeep Lamichhane. K. Pankaj Yadav saying that DC won. He's already declared that DC will be winning this game. I hope you're a fortune teller, because I would be quite pleased with that. It's 18 for 1 after 3 overs, and we've seen 3 different bowlers bowling 3 overs. So what is Shreyas Iyer trying to do over here?
I think this is a call from the team management and not Shreyas Iyer, because they want to see how the pitch is behaving. Shreyas Iyer is someone who loves using his similar bowlers over after over. But then the depth that they have in the bowling attack, they have 3 pacers, 3 spinners, and then your part-timers. So they want to see who's bowling well from which end and who's getting more purchase in terms of the swing or in terms of the bounce, because you can change the end. If it's not working from this end, they can obviously go to the other end. And that's the reason why they are just trying their combinations right now, and it's an approach that we saw a couple of years back in the IPL. The conventional approach is to get your 2 pacers out bowling your first 2 overs each in the power play, but then in the IPL anything and everything can happen. Any bowler who's not even bowling can come off and bowl a first over, take your wicket.
Right.
A part-timer can actually become a full-time bowler here. So these are the calls that the management takes. You never know what's going to happen.
And it's Ishant Sharma who bowled the very first over of the game, conceded 5 runs in that. Now he's coming back to bowl the 4th over of the innings so far. So it's Ishant Sharma's second over. 3.1 overs have been bowled overall, and it's 18 for the loss of 1 wicket. Steve Smith is on 2. He's facing the strike. The first ball was a dot 1 delivered by Ishant Sharma, and he comes down the track this time, punches it once again, but straight into the palms of Akshay Patel. No runs taken over here. I would like to ask you another question over here, talking about Ishant Sharma. There are quite a few bowlers in the IPL who prove to be quite expensive. Ashok Dinda used to be once. Mohammad Siraj, Umesh Yadav currently filling the gap. Ishant Sharma used to be one. But what has he changed that he's now removed from that bracket? What is he doing differently from the others?
No, he's a very different Ishant Sharma than what he used to be. He has changed his line and length. It's something that comes over the years. The maturity that Ishant Sharma is bowling with now, he might go expensive, he might prove expensive, but then the fact that he has changed his length, first of all, he's admitted himself that in terms of the wicket columns, the wickets that I used to get in test matches, I'm nowhere close to my contemporaries. And there's a reason behind that, because he used to bowl back of the length. Given the fact that he's a tall lad, he used to bowl back of the length, and you think that I would get purchased from the wickets. But then in the England series, we've seen that how he has changed his line and length. He's pitched a bit full, and he has been rewarded. He has picked up wickets, and it's the confidence. Once you pick up wickets, then you know that you're doing something certainly in the right track, and that leads to good performances one after the other. From the test performances, he's implicated the same thing in the limited overs, and now with T20. He wasn't given an opportunity last year. He went to play county cricket, but then this time around, he's been picked up, and within immediately being picked up, he took a wicket in the first game that he returned, which was a span after like a year and a half. So he can see he's putting in the good efforts. Even against KKR, I remember the first ball that he bowled to Joe Denley was a brilliant in-swinger and a wicket on the first delivery. So he has worked on his line and length, he's worked on his momentum, and especially his wrist delivery.
Right.
If you remember, a lot of commentators also, a lot of experts also said that the way he releases the ball from his wrist, he kind of jerks the ball, he kind of moves his wrist sideways, whereas it should come as a straight. arm. So he's
should be
worked on.
steady.
Yes, it should be steady. That's something that he's also worked. Meanwhile, a straight boundary being struck by Steve Smith, and this one's in the air. Will that be another boundary? No, Kagiso Rabada is there. A brilliant attempt from Rabada to save the second delivery. In fact, the first delivery that went for a boundary could have also been a wicket with the Rabada's dive.
That would have been a blinder of a catch. We do know that he's 6'3", 6'4" Kagiso Rabada, and he was the only match who could have taken it, but it was too away from him even for his own liking. But a brilliant effort in the field. What an athlete this guy is, Kagiso Rabada. It was a certain boundary, just dives in and stops 2 more runs here. So it's in fact 1 more run because they took the 3. So it's 25 for 1 after 3.5 overs. And Steve Smith just loves batting at the Savai Mansingh Stadium. He averages 60.5 over here, and he scored over 240 runs with 2 unbeaten 50s as well. So he'll be looking for another big score over here.
Yes, definitely. It has been a fortress for Rajasthan Royals and Steve Smith. In fact, even for Ajinkya Rahane, who has found some kind of a form on this ground. However, there's a big important question that I want to ask. The previous 2 games that Rajasthan Royals have played on this turf, one against, I remember, Kolkata Knight Riders, they had a very conservative approach. They tried to protect their wickets, wanted to score in the end, they faltered. In the second game, they had a very aggressive approach, but in the middle they collapsed and again managed around a 140 score. So the power score on this pitch is about 160, 165, and in case you want to turn this to be a fortress like it was in the earlier seasons, you would want those performances from your top order batsmen.
Right.
So Wali, I wanted to ask you that, what do you think would their approach be, given Ajinkya Rahane has struggled this season? He hasn't been the true himself. He loves to time the ball. He's a technical player. He cannot play slog shots. So what do you think the role should be for both these batsmen, Rahane as well as Steve Smith?
Well, they both have to go they both have to go for a boundary in every over. They both must have a positive intent, and we've seen the same thing happen with Kings 11 Punjab as well as Mumbai Indians. They get a good start and then they falter in the middle, and then you can see in the last 4 overs they'll be scoring just 20 runs. In the last 6 overs they'll be scoring 27 runs, and then it's Hardik Pandya who does the cleaning up job towards the end, because of which the score reached 170, 180. Because if they play with a positive, but over here there was an easy catch and it's dropped, it's grasped by Ishant Sharma. Was it at fine leg?
Yes.
Oh yes, it was Ishant Sharma. It was a poor delivery by Akshar Patel. Rahane tried paddling that towards the fine leg region, but Ishant Sharma just grasping that. Another catch drop in the Vivo IPL.
We were just praising Ishant Sharma for his bowling, but then something that has happened is his fielding. Meanwhile, Ajinkya Rahane has come down the track, hit that straight over the side screen for a 6. So you've dropped a catch and you've paid it with a 6. Akshar Patel has conceded a 6 after being dropped by Ishant Sharma. Ajinkya Rahane pressing on the pedal as Rajasthan now go on to 32 with the loss of 1 wicket in 4.3 overs.
And though he must have not fired in the IPL, Ajinkya Rahane, but he is one dangerous batsman. He has it in him. He's an experienced player, and you do not drop catches of such a batsman. And Delhi will have to cut back, and that's another slog sweep. It's a top edge. This time it will go for the boundary. So you could see the cost of that drop catch was 10 runs in the very next 2 deliveries.
This is adding salt to the wounds. A simple catch was dropped. He's gutted that he dropped the catch, but what's happening right now is Ajinkya Rahane is making the most of the opportunity provided to him. He struck a 6 the very next delivery and has followed up with a 4. 10 conceded after being dropped, as Rajasthan Royals move on to 36 at the loss of 1 wicket in 4.4 overs. Coming back to the point that I was making, that they have to play aggressively. Positive intent shown by Ajinkya Rahane, because he knows that Steve Smith is the key. So Steve Smith would probably pace his innings. Whenever he gets a loose delivery, he'll look to find a boundary. And Rahane, on the other hand, would try to make the most of the power play overs, because once the field is spread, it's going to be very difficult for Ajinkya Rahane, unless he middles the ball, to get the runs going.
Absolutely. So these 2 batsmen are quite pivotal for the campaign, and we were saying that positive intent is something which should be looked upon by the batsmen, because if Johnny Bairstow and David Warner also do the same thing, and they go back in their shell and they think that we do not have much of a batting lineup in the middle order, so it's better that we take it towards the end and we just defend the ball, hit the odd balls for a boundary, then sometimes Hyderabad wouldn't have won their games. So it's positive intent which is quite necessary, and if you have a momentum, you make sure that you carry that momentum and add further pressure on the bowling side. Otherwise, if they get back into the game, then a wicket or 2, and then they'll have both their feet inside the game.
We saw something similar from Virat Kohli in one of the games when he realized that there's no batting depth in his team after after a loss of couple of wickets. He tried to play till the end. He tried to preserve his wicket, but then what happened? He wasn't able to accelerate when needed because he got dismissed at the crucial time in the 17th, 18th over. So there are two ways to the approach used by both the batsmen. Either you go all out in the initial overs, make the most of the power play overs, or you put a price to your wicket. You stay till the end, you build that partnership. But then when you're doing that, the biggest risk is that then you have to see the team through. You cannot play a knock like scoring 20 odd runs from 10 deliveries or 40 odd runs from 30 deliveries. Then it has to be a big knock saying 70, 80 runs from 35, 40 deliveries.
Absolutely. So that's something which is quite important if you want to win games. But coming back to the comments section, Mohammad Mushtaq is here with us. He's listening to us from Jammu and Kashmir, and also states that Rishabh Pant will have an important point to prove for the Delhi Capitals. But what a shot that was by Ajinkya Rahane. It was a bouncer bowled by Kagiso Rabada. He just moves to the back foot and slaps it towards the long off boundary. Another 6, 45 for 1, and Ishant Sharma will try to dig a hole and get inside that, I guess.
Yeah, for Ishant Sharma it's a tough time because he dropped a sitter, but for Ajinkya Rahane, he made the most of Kagiso Rabada's pace, just moved across the middle stump, played it straight as an arrow for a 6. That's Rabada's pace, mind you, because he's just middled it. Had it even taken a top edge, that also would have travelled for a 6.
Absolutely, and they know that this is the final over of the power play, so as many runs as possible in this over, then they might be quite comfortable at once. It's 47 for 1 and another yes and no situation, so that's been happening quite a bit with Ajinkya Rahane, but he's safely well inside the crease. Khalid Memon is back with us, saying that he has dropped the catch, and also saying that this partnership is crucial. Pradeep saying that DC will lose this game because they're not playing Lamachane. Well, I do understand your sentiments, Pradeep. Tenzing Sugrab saying that he's supporting DC. Khalid Memon saying that take single double till the 15th over and go for the big shots in the final. And Anish Ambani also supporting Delhi Capitals. So it's 47 for 1. A poor delivery by Rabada, drifting towards the leg side, and ever since that drop catch, Rahane has moved to the fourth gear all of a sudden.
Yes, he's realized that today might be his lucky day, and he's trying to make it count and make Delhi pay for what they have done. As Rahane now moves on to 39 from 24 deliveries. After being dropped, he scored 28 runs. So he was 15 from 15, 16 from 16 at a point, and now he's 39 from 24. So in the next 8 deliveries, he's gone on to score 23 runs. Shows what he has done, striking at a rate of 300, along with Smith, who is at 12 from 10 deliveries, while this one's been flicked probably for a single. Yes, as the power play overs come to an end. Rajasthan Royals are 53 at the loss of 1 wicket in 6 overs. Kagiso Rabada has been expensive in his 2 overs, giving away 19 without a wicket. But don't forget, the run-out that happened was because of Kagiso Rabada.
The run-out that happened was because of 2 people. It was because of Ajinkya Rahane as well as Kagiso Rabada. And he was saved by Ishant Sharma over there, and he's making the most of it. Ajinkya Rahane, he's on 40 now of just 25 deliveries. 52 for 1 after 5.5 overs. A good delivery this time by Rabada. Dot ball to conclude the power play. 6 overs gone, 52 for 1. And the strategic timeout is implied, but they will not take it as of now. Steve Smith is in there, and Khalid Memon is saying that Ishant can feel the runs that are coming from Rahane. Anish Ambani saying that Rahane is changing his gear, and Khalid Memon also saying that Mishra Ji will be soon introduced into the bowling attack.
Yes, he's one of the biggest wicket taker and most genuine wicket taker for Delhi Capitals. He's taken more than 150 wickets in the IPL, 50 plus wickets at Ferozshah Kotla itself, so he is a match winner on his own. He hasn't picked up 4-5 wickets. It's been a long time where he chipped in with the hat tricks. He has, I think, 3 hat tricks, the most by any in the IPL, so he hasn't been that good. But when you want wicket in such situations, you'll obviously rely on Amit Mishra, especially when there is no Lamichane. You will see Chris Morris maybe, because now the power play overs have been done and dusted. You'll see Morris and Mishra maybe in tandem. That's what I feel.
Absolutely, I think it might be Amit Mishra who will come to bowl in. And if you talk about Amit Mishra, then he has picked up 27 wickets in the IPL against Rajasthan Royals, which are 10 more wickets than any other player against RR. Mishra bagged those 27 wickets in only 17 games, with an average of 16.22 and a strike rate of 14. So he loves to bowl against the Rajasthan Royals, and here he comes. First delivery bowled and a single taken by Ajinkya Rahane. Will they scamper for 2? No, they will not. So just the one taken. He had driven it towards the cover region. Rahane now giving the strike to Smith. Rahane is on 41 after facing 26 deliveries, and Steve Smith is currently on 12.
Ajinkya Rahane needs 44 runs to become the first player to aggregate 1,000 runs at the Savai Man Stadium. He's already at 41, so he needs 3 more runs to achieve another feat. When he gets those runs, he will be the 13th player to score 1,000 IPL runs at a venue. So a big feat there for Ajinkya Rahane in the waiting, but let's see if he can do that at ease.
Absolutely, and that was a good delivery bowled by Amit Mishra outside the off stump, and it is a big ground, and there is a lot of confusion between the two batsmen regarding it, because when it does go sluggishly in the field, they always run the first one hard, but then they get deceived by the nature of how quick the outfield is. It gets the fielder collects it quite quickly, and then they have second thoughts and don't take the second. So it's 54 for 1. After, what a ball that was. It was the googly by Amit Mishra, almost getting the edge and almost bowling his off stump over. What a delivery that was by the veteran.
A wrong one bowled by Amit Mishra, which was picked up by Ajinkya Rahane through the action. He tried to play a late cut, but it was too cheeky and too risky. Had that even taken an edge, would have been a simple catch for Rishabh Pant, or he might have even chopped it onto his stumps. Meanwhile, Ajinkya Rahane takes another single. They're looking for a double. Whether Steve Smith is coming back, so this one's going to be close. Oh, he survives. This was close. Very aggressive running from both of these, and they seem to be not clear with their communication.
And that has been the story so far for Rajasthan Royals, and this is the third or fourth time that I'm seeing that they're not quite convinced of whether to take a single or a double. But the good thing was that Steve Smith was determined to take the second, and that is the reason why he comfortably reached towards the end, even though he had to commit himself by diving. But no harm done for Rajasthan Royals whatsoever. It's 56 for 1 after 6.4 overs. And will they go for the 2 once again? They are. So good running, good aggressive running, putting the fielders under pressure.
The best thing about Steve Smith is that he is a very clever player. He is a player who nudges the ball and who would take a double, who would take a triple, but then you need support from the other end. So good to see Ajinkya Rahane helping his captain. Well, one of them has to be a captain in the next game. So the captain, vice captain, I would say, for both of these through tough times.
58 for 1 after 6.5 overs. 6 runs have come so far from 5 deliveries. The final ball is to be bowled, and Rahane is on 45 after facing 29 deliveries. 58 for 1 last ball, and this time they won't go for the 2. They'll just settle for 1. Chris Morris collects it, so 59 runs for the loss of 1 wicket after 7 overs. 7 runs coming from that, and these two have now accumulated a 54 run stand of just 34 deliveries.
Well, if you talk about the batting lineup, what's to come for Rajasthan Royals, there's Ben Stokes, there's the 19-year-old Rian Parag, there's Ashton Turner and Stuart Binney and Shreyas Gopal, the all-rounders who can pitch in with the bat. Of course, Jofra Archer is also there who can tonk a few. And then the bowlers, Jaydev Unadkat and Dhawal Kulkarni. But how important is this game from Ben Stokes and Rajasthan's point of view? Because this might be his last before he goes back to the England team for the World Cup preparation.
I remember when it was his last game for the Rising Pune Super Giants. In his final game, he struck 100 before moving to England.
Yes.
So you never know. He has one of those days, and he might have that in his head that I did that once before, so he can do that once more. And he's a phenomenal cricketer. It's just that he's not been able to deliver as consistently as he liked. And probably that's the price tag which has put him under pressure. Probably that's all the hype, or probably that's the over dependency on him, because the team is currently being built around him. He hasn't been equally been supported from the other players. The batsmen haven't been supporting him. So had there been someone else with equal with equal skill, with equal abilities, then I think we would have seen the best of Ben Stokes.
Yeah, big bucks were paid for Ben Stokes because he could pitch in with the bat as well as the ball. However, this season so far, for Rajasthan Royals' point of view, he hasn't delivered the goods. While they would want him to perform because there is no Joss Butler today, he is actually, his campaign for Rajasthan Royal has come to an early end because he's been blessed with a baby boy. So he is back home already, and now with Butler gone and Ben Stokes on the verge of going, Rajasthan Royals would have Liam Livingstone left as the only overseas options unless they want to play Ish Sodhi again. So troubled times for Rajasthan Royals, given their overseas quota of players, are already exhausted or on the verge of being exhausted. So, what do you think? More dependency on the Indian players from now on, or would they give Liam Livingstone or Ish Sodhi, one of these two, a go after this game?
Well, Rajasthan's formula throughout the IPL has been more dependency on the Indian players, and more importantly when they're uncapped ones. I don't think that they're going to change their philosophy, but I think Ish Sodhi is a much better call out than Liam Livingstone. He's a proven candidate for New Zealand, so I think Ish Sodhi might be the one to look out for Rajasthan. It's 60 for 1 after 7.2 overs. Rahan is on 47. Steve Smith is on 13. Morris is bowling his first over.
Our prediction was right. We both predicted that it's going to be Morris and Amit Mishra in the next few overs after the power play, and I think Shreyas Iyer has heard us. I hope it pays for DC, because you're a DC fan, and it's very rare to find a Delhi Capitals fan given the season that they have year after year. So this year so far promising, and he would want some goods to be delivered from Morris. Meanwhile, this has been flicked by Steve Smith towards the fine leg area. Shane Rutherford was there, so he saved the boundary, restricting the Royals to a single run as the score goes on to 61 for 1 in 7.3 overs.
Absolutely, it's 66 for 1. 61 for 1 after that. And if we talk about the YouTube comment section, Advocate DD Sarkar is here with us saying good evening and asking us how we are. We're good, Advocate DD Sarkar. Astute Survivor is back with us saying that this innings by Rahane is disturbing for DC fans. He needs to go. Also is Stuart Langer, Mini, playing in the IPL. Well, he is playing, and he's playing so well that he struck a 50 over here. 51, what a boundary that was by Ajinkya Rahane, silencing quite a few critics over here. 65 for 1 after that boundary.
You could see from the celebration from Ajinkya Rahane, he's generally very calm, composed player. You won't see a lot of expressions from him on the field, but that 50 means a lot to him as well as Rajasthan Royals. As soon as he got the boundary, he had the bat to point out towards the dugout area, maybe to tell few players, I am still the man with the game.
Absolutely. So it's 65 for 1, and that's his 20th IPL 50. Seems like a decade ago when Ishant Sharma dropped his catch, but he's made really good use of it. And Astute Survivor once again with the witty comment saying that the good news for us is that with the position that RR is in, we will not get to see Joss Butler's towel dance, which we saw for the Mumbai Indians.
Yes, but Joss Butler is a great player. It's a loss for IPL and cricket fans to see Joss Butler go so soon. I remember there was a time last season where he had 5+ consecutive 50s, and every game you tune in, you watch, and you would just want Joss Butler to continue from where he left. He has all the shots. Well, we'll be seeing him in the World Cup, and from Indian point of view, you don't want him to perform there, but when it comes to the IPL, definitely all the players. Look at that fist pump from Ajinkya Rahane. I'm switching topics because Ajinkya Rahane's fist pump and that dugout celebration pointed towards the dugout means a statement in itself. How crucial was this 50? How important was this 50? Because after a couple of games, he will be leading the side for Rajasthan again. So this is very important for Rajasthan. Positive sides, positive notes, as Rajasthan are now 67 for 1. For Delhi, cause of worry?
Well, it is cause of worry because he's a classy player. Irrespective of his form, he is a classy player, Ajinkya Rahane. And he was backing himself to a point that he thought that he would be a part of the World Cup squad as well had he had an impressive IPL. He started off well, but he deteriorated after that, a knock of 71 runs. But it's good that he's playing well for Rajasthan Royals. He's on 52 after facing 33 deliveries, and Chris Morris bowling the final delivery of the over. It's been flicked by Steve Smith, and that'll be another boundary. Trademark Steve Smith, flick of the wrist, and another boundary for RR. It's 71 for 1 after 8 overs.
A very good platform has been set by these two after losing Sanju Samson pretty early. With that, they have taken the first strategic timeout, and we'll just give you a recap before we also take a short break. Rajasthan Royals are 71 at the loss of 1 in 8 overs. Ajinkya Rahane is on 52 from 33 deliveries. Steve Smith, who has just walked out a few minutes ago, hasn't got an opportunity to play for a long time, but is at 18 from 15 deliveries with 2 boundaries. Ajinkya Rahane has struck 4 boundaries and 2 sixes. For Delhi Capitals, the bowling has been, they've used 5 bowlers so far. Ishant Sharma bowled 2 overs, gave away 12 runs. Kagiso Rabada gave away 19 in his quota of 2 overs. Akshar Patel gave away 21 in his 2. Amit Mishra giving away 7 in his 1 over. And Chris Morris giving away 12 in his 1. The only wicket to fall was that of Sanju Samson, who was dismissed for a diamond duck as he was run out by Kagiso Rabada. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes as we'll be back from the first timeout.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes.
Welcome back. You're listening to Sports Flashes. I am Sahil Magu and with me is Wali Siddiqui as we chit-chat about the game between Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. Rajasthan Royals, they took their first strategic timeout. They are 72 for 1 after 8.1 overs. Rahane has just gotten a 50 and is looking in ominous form. Bad signs for Delhi.
Well, bad signs for Delhi, but good signs for Rajasthan because they know that Joss Butler has left the camp and even Steve Smith will be leaving it quite soon. So the good thing for them is that another experienced candidate is making a point over here and a good innings of 53. 53 of 34 deliveries. Apart from that lapse of concentration, which he almost where he almost rewarded his wicket, I think it's been a sublime knock by Ajinkya Rahane. There hasn't been a shot too many by him, and it's all been calculated risks taken by him. And once again, Steve Smith playing the cameo role from the other end. 20 now, he moves on to 16 deliveries, just sweeps Amit Mishra and takes the double. 74 for 1.
8.9 the run rate for Rajasthan Royals as they are 74 for 1. And yes, a very important point made there by you, Wali. The fact that Ajinkya Rahane has timed the ball well. He's not tried to force his shots but tried to place them. Meanwhile, Steve Smith comes down the track, plays the one towards the mid-wicket area, one bounce into the fence and breaking the shackles, taking on the leg spinner Amit Mishra is Steve Smith. 24 his personal score as Rajasthan Royals are now 78 at the loss of 1 wicket in 8.3 overs.
What a good shot that was. Yes, you were trying to say something? Sorry?
Yeah, I was coming back to Ajinkya Rahane. Before that catch was being dropped, he was a runner ball 15, 15, 16, 16. But as soon as that catch was dropped, it's a completely different Ajinkya Rahane. He's gone on to score about 40 runs in a span of 18 deliveries.
I think he had enough of it because quite a few people were pointing fingers at him. He'd also made Sanju Samson run out. He was having a hard time over there. Wasn't giving the strike to Steve Smith. So he's like, okay, enough is enough. It's either hit out or get out. And thankfully for Rajasthan, it's been the other way around and he's played a sensational knock. He's on 53 of 34. Navneet Yadav is here with us saying that Rahane might make 100 today. Arshad Ali is saying that the Hindi stream is not working well. It will be working. I think there was a strategic timeout taken, so there was a break. It will be back. Do give it a look. Michael Pinto saying that Sandeep should play the game. Deep Mishra, Advocate DD Sarkar supporting Delhi Capitals. Navneet Yadav enjoying the chit-chat session between us. It's 78 for 1 after 8.4 overs.
Yes, and our statsman, Mr. Abhishek Pandey, has just provided few stats. Amit Mishra, who's bowling currently, has picked up 27 wickets in the IPL against Rajasthan Royals, which is 10 more than any other bowler performing against RR. So he fancies bowling against Rajasthan Royals. However, he has been wicketless in the first 2 overs that he's bowled. A quick double again taken. How good have they been running? There have been miscommunications that we have talked about earlier, but then they're converting the singles into twos. So that shows they want the runs on the board and they're desperate. They don't want to miss out on any single that they can, or any two that they can squeeze in.
Well, that's a positive. That's the positive intent that I was talking about earlier in the innings. That it's not necessary that you have to strike boundaries and sixes. It's also necessary that you negate, that you take a quick single, you put the fielder under pressure, that you take the twos, you put the fielder and the captain under pressure, because if you do that, then you will be adding further pressure on them, because you're striking boundaries as well as taking the runs, and that is the positive intent which will actually turn you as the winners of the game if you keep that going on. It's 81 for 1 after 9 overs. A good start by the Rajasthan Royals, going with a run rate of 9 per over. Steve Smith is on 25, Ajinkya Rahane is on 55, and the partnership is worth 76 now between the two.
Another stat that has been provided says that Steve Smith has just scored at a rate of 6.5 against the leg spinners in the IPL. This is the slowest against any type of bowling, and he's in fact been dismissed 5 times, including once by Amit Mishra. So certainly it becomes more important for these two to rotate the strike, squeeze in the doubles, because he hasn't been confident enough against the leg spinners.
Right, so that is exactly why Ajinkya Rahane is targeting the leg spinners even more. He's coming down the track, going over mid wicket, and that's worked that's worked in favour of the batsman. But Ajinkya Rahane this time will be facing Akshar Patel. He has been unlucky today. He would have got his wicket earlier on in the innings, but there is no stopping Ajinkya Rahane right now. He comes down the track, plays it inside out, and what a beautiful shot that was. He moves on to 59 with that boundary. 86 for 1, 9.2 overs bowled.
That's vintage Rahane as far as I remember. That's the time where a few years back he was timing the ball beautifully from the middle of the bat. You associate shots like these from Ajinkya Rahane. He's not going to come down and hit you out of the ground or hit you out of the stadium, but he's going to come down the track. He's going to place the ball, and you can just stand and admire. He tries to follow it up once again. Will that be caught? No, it's in no man's land. A easy couple again as Ajinkya Rahane goes on to 61 from 37 deliveries, scoring at a rate of 10 per over.
88 for 1, and how costly that drop catch is proving for Delhi Capitals right now. It's hard to say, and it was the same when Kolkata Knight Riders were facing off against the Sunrise Hyderabad. Johnny Bairstow was just dropped for 1 run, and had that catch been taken, it would have been a different complexion. But fielders don't seem to learn in this season's IPL, because that's another boundary this time. A poor delivery, paddled it this time, and Ajinkya Rahane is going bonkers. What a shot that was in 92 for 1, 9.4 overs, and so are the RR fans.
Shreyas Iyer was seen smiling there, but I don't think DC fans would be happy given how the proceedings have been in this game so far. Akshar Patel, you talk about the line and length that he has bowled. Yes, you are one of the major bowlers in the team, but then you don't expect your major bowlers to bowl such line and length. Earlier you were pitching the ball outside off stump on a full length, being driven, and now you've put it short on the leg stump. Again, another short delivery on the leg stump as the both batsmen in the middle try to squeeze in 2 runs, which they will easily. 96 now, Rajasthan Royals in 9.5 overs. Sorry, 94 now in 9.5 overs. Ajinkya Rahane moves on to 67 from 39, while Smith is giving him a good company.
13 runs coming so far. Otis Mahabir is here with us, saying that you did not answer yesterday. I'm listening, and what did we answer? What did we not answer? Please ask us the question once again. We hope he hears. Sahil as well as Wali Siddiqui. 95 for 1, 10 overs have been bowled, and what an over this was. 14 runs coming off this over, and it has been an expensive spell so far by Akshar Patel. 3 overs, 35 runs conceded by him. Score 94 for 1, 10 overs been bowled, and it has been a really good. It has been a 95 with that single. In fact, 95 for 1 and 10 overs have been bowled, and what a start this is. And I think they're targeting over 180, 190 with this kind of run rate.
They've certainly set the platform for the batsmen who are later slated to come in, the likes of Ben Stokes, the hard hitters Stuart Binney, Shreyas Gopal, Ashton Turner, who can change the complexion of the game on his own day, as well as Shreyas Gopal. So the platform is set for Rajasthan Royals with 95 for 1 in 10 overs, and it's going to be important as to how they play in the next 4 overs. One of these two has to stay till the end, and the other one can freely express himself and go against the bowlers.
So it's a 95 for 1, and Ajinkya Rahane is on 68 of 40 deliveries. Stephen Smith is on 26 after facing 20 deliveries, 3 boundary under his belt, and Ajinkya Rahane, well, he's on fire. 8 boundaries and 2 sixes. So that's like 44 runs coming from just boundaries with a strike rate of 170, and that has been the change for Rajasthan Royals, because Sanju Samson was dismissed early, and he has after that run out of after being included in that run out, he's not changed his gear at all, and positive intent once again coming down the track, takes a single by guiding it towards long on, and that's really good batting by Ajinkya Rahane.
So has the captaincy pressure relieved him? As soon as Steve Smith has announced the captain, Ajinkya Rahane looks in a far more comfortable position. He doesn't have to maneuver the field. He doesn't have to take the hard calls. He just has to focus on his batting, and he is focusing on his batting with the performances. So do you think it's important for teams? Meanwhile, Steve Smith has come down the track and played that one beautifully over the mid-wicket area for a boundary. One bounce into the fence, and we just give you a stat that he's struggling against leg spinners, but with that shot, it doesn't seem at all.
Well, they're toying with the Delhi Capitals bowlers at the moment. It's 100 for 1 in a jiffy after just 10 overs. So they're completely dominating the Delhi Capitals, and are also putting things into perspective. That wasn't the wrong decision taken by Shreyas Iyer to bowl first, given the situation that they tend to collapse while chasing. It would have been a much better option had they batted first. But another boundary will that be? This time a beautiful square drive, 104 for 1, and I think they might go on to score 200 at this rate.
Well, Delhi has certainly lost the plot, and a few minutes ago Shreyas Iyer was smiling, but now you can see the tension on his face, as RR have already scored 104 with the loss of 1 wicket in just 10.3 overs. They're going at a rate of 10 plus, so it's important for Delhi to break this partnership and slow things down. It's 99 the partnership already from 57 deliveries, as a frustrated Amit Mishra throws the ball back to Rishabh Pant, who is hurt in the process.
It's Rishabh Pant who's hurt, and I'm quite sure he's quite upset with that, Amit Mishra. And it's his partner who's been injured, Rishabh Pant, not Steve Smith. And this might be a really big blow for for Delhi Capitals if he turns out to be an injury concern. He walked down the wicket. Steve Smith tried to play a shot down the mid-off region, and then it struck Amit Mishra back on the run-up, and then he threw it back to Rishabh Pant, and it went straight into his struck straight into his fingers. Thank God that he had the big gloves over there. 104 for 1 after 10.4 overs, run rate of 9.7, and partnership now worth of 99 runs.
With Steve Smith batting at 34 from 23 deliveries, while Ajinkya Rahane is 69 from 41. Wali, I know you're a Delhi fan, and I can see that you're getting tense because of the fact that Rajasthan Royals, they haven't been as good as they were in the earlier seasons at their home, but in today's game they certainly have turned up. The start that Delhi got was a positive start, dismissing Sanju Samson for a diamond duck, but then ever since it's been Rajasthan all the way, with Ajinkya Rahane changing the complexion of the game. Advocate DD Sarkar says DC will win. Well, they have to win this game. They'll have to play it out their skins, because it certainly looks like they're going to be chasing 180 plus given the platform by these two, unless they chip in with a lot of wickets. Otis, we haven't answered your question because we don't know what your question is. If you could just type your question again, we'll certainly be out on the lookout, and we are here, Wali and I, Sahil, are here to answer those questions. At the same time, Anish Ambani says, I don't watch the TV because of your incredible commentary. Love you guys. Thank you so much, Anish. We are happy to be here for the chit chat sessions, and whatever questions, whatever views you want to share, we are happy to address those as well.
So it's a 104 for 1 after 10.4 overs, and play has been delayed as of now, because there has been an injury concern with Rishabh Pant when Amit Mishra threw back the ball, and that is something which Amit Mishra needs to keep a check on. I think it's better if you try taking a wicket or two instead of just getting frustrated, and he's a veteran, let me tell you. He's been in the game for quite a while. Talking about Amit Mishra's bowling figures in the IPL, he's taken over 150 wickets, and the only bowler to do so is Lasith Malinga. So he's played over 140 games, 141 IPL games, taken 150 wickets, best of 5 for 17, and also has taken a hat-trick for Delhi in the past.
3 hat-tricks.
3 hat-tricks.
He is the leader in terms of the hat-tricks that he has taken. He has taken 3 hat-tricks. So he's a vast, experienced candidate. He knows all the conditions. He's played on all the grounds time and again. And that's why the frustration you could see on his look when he was smacked by Steve Smith for consecutive boundaries, because he knows he deserves better in terms of the treatment from the opposition, and he knows that he can give in the breakthrough as Steve Smith walks down the ground, plays that one for a single. The score for Rajasthan now 105 for 1 in 10.5 overs. Rahane on the strike now with 69 to his name from 41 deliveries. Steve Smith 35 from 24. And that's the 100 partnership with that single from just 59 deliveries.
Absolutely. What a partnership it has been by the two batsmen. Yashwant Sinde saying that Ishant's drop catch will cost Delhi. It is looking like it will cost Delhi. At the moment it's 69. Ajinkya Rahane would look to continue his good run with the bat. And he is looking as sublime as ever. Back foot punch towards the cover fielder. Just the one run taken over here. Another expensive over for Delhi. 106 for 1. 11 overs have been bowled and they need to get back into the game. Shreyas Iyer must bring in Kagiso Rabada, I guess, now.
Yes, before he brings in Kagiso Rabada, let's talk about something that's been plaguing a lot of teams in this IPL. A point made by Yashwant as well, that Ishant Sharma dropped the catch and it is going to be proving to be very costly. It is proving to be very costly for Delhi and it might just end up being in Rajasthan's favour. So when we see on one hand, on one aspect, that there are a lot of teams who have been doing really well, is because of the fact that their ground fielding and their catching has been exceptional. We talk about Chennai Super Kings, we talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad, we talk about Mumbai Indians. They have been exceptional in the field. But at the same time, there are teams like Kolkata Knight Riders, Royal Challengers Bangalore, and then Delhi Capitals who have dropped the catches. In the previous game, Colin Ingram took a blinder to dismiss Kings 11 Punjab's Chris Gayle. And they won the game because of that. That was a game-changing moment.
Right.
And today, a dolly catch was dropped by Ishant Sharma, and that's going to be a game-changing moment for not Delhi, but for Rajasthan Royals.
Well, it's a game of fine margins, cricket is, because if you even remember the game between RCB and KKR, there was no slip in place. Virat Kohli edged one and it went for the boundary. It would have been a first. It would have been an easy catch for the first slip fielder. And like I said, it's a game of fine margins. If you're not able to capitalize on that moment, the batsman will punish you or the bowler will just take the wicket. It's 106 for 1 after 11 overs.
Yes, 11 overs have been completed and Rajasthan Royals are on a course to score at least 180. Meanwhile, there's been a change in the bowling attack. Shane Rutherford has been introduced and there's a change in the comm box as well for the chit-chat session, as Paritosh Joshi now joins me. Paritosh, welcome. Not good times for Delhi fans, but Rajasthan fans must be happy. You were the one who was telling that Steve Smith is the captain. You cannot outright Rajasthan and their chance in the playoff because the team's body language and the team's performance has changed completely.
Well, we can certainly see what I was trying to say, because Rahane looks like a completely different player with the responsibilities away from his shoulders. Now he can play freely and he's very well now in contestant for a brilliant innings here, because he's already 70 for 42, and Steve Smith now 35 of 24. Rahane has played fantabulously after the initial run out of Sanju Samson. He must be hoping that he's not blamed now, because he has scored enough runs for his team.
Yes, he has Ishant Sharma to thank him for that, because he was dropped from a dolly, as we've been repeating time and again. But ever since that, he hasn't given any chances. He's performed exceptionally well, scoring majority of the runs in boundaries, 4s and 6s at will, as his personal score moves on to 71 from 43 deliveries, scoring at a strike rate of 165.12.
How much difference will this partnership make? Steven Smith, one more 4 for him as he drives it down the ground, and another 4 for Rajasthan. Their train doesn't look like it'll stop easily, as Rutherford is taken for his first boundary on the second delivery itself.
Well, Rutherford has been introduced into the track to bowl his slow off spinners, but then a person like Steve Smith feeds on runs like these. It was on the leg stump and he perfectly guides it towards the fine leg area, picks up another 4. His score moves on to 39 from 25 deliveries, as this one is a short delivery that's been pulled towards the mid-wicket area for another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Rajasthan Royal and Steve Smith, as the score moves on to 116 at the loss of 1 wicket in 11.3 overs. 43 for Steve Smith from 26 deliveries. Rahane on 71 from 43. Not a good move by Shreyas Iyer with Shane Rutherford.
There has been rarely any good move from Shreyas Iyer throughout the IPL, and that is the difference between these two sides. One is not a captain material, and Steve Smith is proving just why he is one of the best batsmen in the current cricketing scene. One more 4 for him down the covers, and another 4 for his side, and a fantastic shot at that. 47 off of 27 for him.
3 consecutive boundaries for Rajasthan Royals and Steve Smith, as the experiment with Shane Rutherford seems to be working in favour of Rajasthan Royals and not Delhi Capitals. What a shot that one. The first one, there was a ball delivered on the leg side, pulled it away, flicked it away towards the third man area, towards the fine leg area for a 4. The next one pulled away towards the mid-wicket area, and the third one, vintage Steve Smith cover drive. 3 back-to-back boundaries, the bowler is in pressure, as the next one is a wide delivery.
Oh, well, he should be facing some pressure because 3 consecutive boundaries, and he's a new bowler comparatively to the IPL scene. As we move on to our chit-chat box, the comment section, and I'll be taking some of the comments now. There are many comments now, and many people now joining in with us. Mantri Hari Krishna is predicting a DC win. Well, at this rate, it's going far away from DC's phrase. Yashwant Shinde, catching has been very poor. Well, that is the story of the IPL. Dropped catches and dropped matches has been the tail of the tail of the IPL so far, and teams would hope that their teams fare better in the fixtures to come, because the sides who have fielded well are certainly feeding off of that and are in comparatively better positions in the IPL points table. Aditya Jain says hi. Well, hello Aditya. Yashwant Shinde is with us. Dharmendra is also with us, and he's predicting a Rajasthan win, and he is predicting that Delhi will lose today. Well, at this rate, Rajasthan will very well score a big total, and this DC side, their batting side has been comparatively poor. 1 or 2 batsmen have clicked for them, and their middle order has shambled time and again. Amritpal Singh is also with us. Prakash Mitharwala is with us. Thank you for joining in with our live chit chat on Sports Flashes. Stay connected with us. You can also download our app Sports Flashes for further updates on the sporting world. And meanwhile, Faki Imran is also with us. He's saying hi. Well, hello Faki. Dilavar Mukri also says hi. Mahendra TV is also with us. He is saying that Sandeep should not be in the bench. So, well, certainly because Sandeep Lamishane has been a great player for Delhi Capitals, and I'm not quite understanding the strategy behind sitting him in every other game. He certainly needs to play for Delhi Capitals because he has been consistent so far. He's providing wickets, and he's fielding well. He's providing wickets at essential time for Delhi Capitals, and I'm not quite able to get across that strategy of dropping him time and again.
Well, before you joined us in the chit-chat session, we were discussing the same thing. Wali and I were discussing that why Sandeep Lamichhane has not been included in the Delhi squad. Well, the only point that we could make out of that is the fact that you can only play 4 overseas players, and given the fact that you have Akshar Patel and Amit Mishra, you have 2 spinners on a pitch that's slowish, sluggish, you have to play a third seamer. Meanwhile, what a shot is that from Ajinkya Rahane. You never see shots like this from Ajinkya Rahane, where you go across the wicket, play a lap shot for a 6. Chris Morris has been struck for a 6 over a lap shot from Ajinkya Rahane as the score moves on to 129 for 1. Ajinkya Rahane playing that shot is something new for me.
He is playing very aggressively in this game, and he certainly knows that it's his responsibility now that Sanju Samson is back into the dugout because of him at the first place, but he has certainly covered it up with the runs on board. 77 now up on board, and another 4 that would result in over the field inside the 30-yard circle in the cover position, and Rahane collects another 4. 81 now up on board for him in 46 deliveries. What is this rate? We have never seen Ajinkya Rahane play shots this risky, and he certainly missed the plot there. He lost the handle, but what a fine shot that too. Chris Morris has been thrashed by Ajinkya Rahane off of 2 deliveries. Meanwhile, I'll take some comments here. Gerald Coutinho is also with us. Well, hello Gerald, you have been an avid listener, and thank you for your continuous support. Tenzin Sungrab is also with us. Tenzin, well, hello, you are also one of the few listeners who are connected with us in every game. Prasanna Bashyal is also with us. Yes, Sandeep Lamishane, that is the talking point for Delhi Capitals. Azad Malik is also with us. Pankaj Yadav is predicting a Delhi win. Well, Delhi certainly at this point need a wicket now because 12.4 overs gone, 134 up on board already. If these two play for 5 more overs, it's above 200 the target, and certainly the required run rate as it increases for the run per over as it increases, then certainly they would feel Rajasthan side that they can score a big total here against the Delhi Capitals. And as far as I'm concerned, I'll take around 200 here because that has been fantabulous from Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane.
The platform is certainly set for Rajasthan Royals to score about at least a minimum of 200, given how they are placed at this situation. 134 for 1 in 12.5 overs, as this one's been driven down straight there on the ground by Steve Smith. Completes his 50 in just 31 deliveries. His job is not done. He knows that. That's why he hasn't raised the bat yet. But then what a knock from Steve Smith as well. Of back-to-back 50s for him after being assigned the captain for Rajasthan Royals, while Ajinkya Rahane is on 82 from 47 deliveries. 135 now Rajasthan Royals in 13 overs, and with this, the last 7 overs, being a Delhi Capitals captain, what do you think Shreyas Iyer should do? Who do you think he should get back to? Do you think Kagiso Rabada will be introduced into the attack?
Well, certainly he needs Kagiso Rabada right now. They need wickets here, Delhi Capitals, before the situation gets too far away from them. At this rate, Rajasthan will take the game away in the first inning itself. I'm very sorry for Delhi Capitals fans to say that, but if these two play for 5 more overs, it's certainly done and dusted at this point, because Ajinkya Rahane and Steve Smith, they will pick up the pace, and they are already scoring at a strike rate of over 170 and 160. And another attempt for a big one, but what a catch there by Chris Morris. And this is what I was talking about. Steve Smith has lost his wicket here, and he was going for the big shot, but who is it? Akshar Patel has provided them with the wicket of Steven Smith, and he'll certainly be disappointed with himself, Smith. He wasn't able to clear the boundary there. A big round this, Savai Mansingh, and but no other options for him. He tried to go for a big one. They needed acceleration here, and Chris Morris with a clean catch right at the boundary.
As soon as Steve Smith went down the track and struck that ball, he knew that he didn't have gotten it from the middle of the bat. It took the outside part of the bat and didn't have the legs to travel. A brilliant catch from Chris Morris at the boundary, as Akshar Patel has has finally broken through and gotten a breakthrough for Delhi Capitals. 135 for 2 Rajasthan Royals, and now Ben Stokes is going to walk out in the middle. A lot of pressure on Ben Stokes because he hasn't been performing. He has gone for big bucks but hasn't delivered the big performances, and this is going to be his last game before he goes back to England for the World Cup preparations. So a short time, but big performance needed now.
Well, certainly big performance needed. Rajasthan Royals are comfortably in driving position at this point, but this wicket can certainly provide a breakthrough for Delhi Capitals. As far as the people connected to us, Anish Ambani is also with us, and he's praising our commentary. It is not a commentary, it is just a chit-chat session, Anish, and you are certainly joined in with us. Thank you very much for commending our communication skills. Otis Mahabir is also here with us, and but what a revelation this must be for Delhi Capitals. They're finally getting a breakthrough, and they weren't certainly expecting that they will get it in the form of Steve Smith, who he was looking flawless. Ajinkya Rahane was shaky at times, but Steven Smith, the wicket, that is priceless. Ajinkya Rahane is certainly tired now because Rajasthan, as we all know, is not a cool state.
Well, Ajinkya Rahane has certainly scored 100 before in the IPL. That 100 came out of 60 deliveries against Royal Challengers Bangalore. But that was at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, where the grounds are smaller, the pitches are batting friendly. Here, it's a completely different knock. The grounds are much bigger. You need to time the ball really well in order to get your runs. Yes, you have to focus on the doubles, run harder, and that's exactly why Ajinkya Rahane is tired. Well, he's on a course to get another 100, as he's on 82 from 47 deliveries, with Rajasthan Royals now 136 for 2 in 13.3 overs. From Delhi Capitals' perspective, they would want the fall of Steve Smith's wicket to put a tab on runs and limit the opposition to as low as possible. With 160, 170 being par, Rajasthan Royal is on course to score at least 180, 190 from this end. If they don't meet that, they will be very disappointed given how the start they have got it.
Well, they certainly would be disappointed if they don't go for at least 200 here, because a solid base was provided by Ajinkya Rahane and Steve Smith. That partnership certainly fared well for them after Sanju Samson was sent back to the pavilion on 0. He was not even able to face a delivery when he was run out at the very first over. And for people joining in, Otis Mahabir is also with us. Yashwant Shinde is with us, and he is pointing out at the drop catch from Ishant Sharma. Well, that will cost them very heavily, because Rahane is not looking like he'll stop easy here. Aditya Jain is also with us, and so is Dilawar Mukhri. Faki Imran is with us. Ram Narayan is saying if Shardul Thakur had backed up a few inches as non-striker, Chennai would have got. Oh, it's the comment on a previous game. Well, what is let bygones be bygones, and RCB have their share of joy because you guys have had your share, CSK fans. So you should let others enjoy when they win a game. Yashasvi Dubey is also with us. And yes, Mr. Dhoni's knock is one to remember, but talking about the game in hand, Ajinkya Rahane is playing a brilliant innings on his own.
Well, Ajinkya Rahane is certainly playing a brilliant innings, and Ishant Sharma for Delhi Capitals has been given the ball to redeem himself. While it's too late in terms of the conditions and in terms of what has transpired after dropping that catch, Ajinkya Rahane was on 16 or 17 when he went on to score, as now he's on 83 not out. Well, from Rajasthan Royals perspective, they are at 139 for 2 in 14 overs, as this is a slower one. Ball deceives Rahane, but then they will scamper through for a run. Ben Stokes is accompanying him, who was at 3 from 4 deliveries. Sanju Samson didn't get a chance today to express his might as he was dismissed for a diamond duck. He was run out by Kagiso Rabada, while Steve Smith played another brilliant innings, being the captain
must
of...
have hurt to Ajinkya Rahane, and he certainly is feeling tired now. He's thrown up. He's looking like he'll throw up because he's bending down, touching his feet. He's certainly needing a certain relaxation here because he is not attentive right now, as the second ball will be bowled now by Ishant Sharma, and he's batting fairly well here. 9 boundaries, 3 sixes, 169.39 the strike rate. He has done fantastically. He's redeemed himself from the initial fumble that was there with Sanju Samson, and this is the case like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because whenever Rohit Sharma runs Virat Kohli out, he certainly scores big, and Stokes now is turning on the style here. First boundary for him in this game, 7 his score off of 5 deliveries, and if he also gets going, Delhi must be cursing themselves that everybody is finding form against ourselves.
Well, that was a straight drive, a good shot from Ben Stokes as he walked down the pitch to Ishant Sharma, played it straight and beat the fielder in the 30-yard circle. A welcome boundary for Ben Stokes and Rajasthan Royals as the score moves on to 144 for 2 in 14.2 overs. They're going at a rate of 10 runs per over, but then from Delhi's point of view, they would want at least another couple of wickets quickly, whereas from Rajasthan's point of view, they would want the run rate to continue in the same fashion and Rahane to stay till the very end. A simple catch was dropped that we've been talking about, and again brings back to the issue that the teams who have been catching well, the teams that have been fielding well on the ground, have been successful in terms of registering the 2 points, whereas the teams such as Royal Challengers Bangalore, Delhi Capitals, Kolkata Knight Riders, who have been spilling their catches, are struggling.
Well, RCB played a fantastic game yesterday, barring the last over where Umesh Yadav was taken to the cleaners by one and only Mahendra Singh Dhoni. They fielded fantastically for 19-20 overs, and that resulted in the pressure situations which resulted in the wickets afterwards. For Delhi Capitals, the fielding has been a poor aspect, and they would want to correct that if they want to play the playoffs and certainly be a champion side after a while. Aman Ali Khan is also with us, so is K. Subi, and Aslam Darji is also with us, and he is predicting a total of 195 for the loss of 7 wickets. Well, 5 wickets in 6 overs is very possible if Delhi strike in an over or two, but they'll have to strike quick because once the situation gets out of hand, it'll certainly not come easily back to Delhi Capitals. Balakrishna Pokhrel is also with us, and yes, Sandeep Lamachane is certainly a question mark on Delhi Capitals. So
meanwhile, what a good shot there from Ajinkya Rahane, a full delivery from Ishant Sharma, and what a cover drive, played it over the 30-yard circle, 2 bounces before it goes for the fence, and Ishant Sharma is mincing his words. We can't say what he's saying, but definitely he is angry. Well, you would be angry, but Ishant Sharma, it's you who are to be blamed. You dropped a simple catch, and Ajinkya Rahane on the other hand is making the most of it as that one races to the boundary for another 4. Rahane moves on to 93 now, and the score for Rajasthan Royals moves on to 149, beg your pardon, with the loss of 2 wickets in 14.5 overs. Rahane on 87 from 50 deliveries, while Stoke is on 8 from 7.
Well, Ajinkya Rahane is certainly looking unstoppable after the drop catch from Ishant Sharma, and he'll only have to blame himself for that. 3 overs now done for Ishant Sharma, and 15 done, and it's 150 up for Rajasthan Royals, and it is time for a strategic timeout as 2 wickets are down for Rajasthan Royals. Ajinkya Rahane has played fantastically today. He is now at 88 in 51 deliveries. Sanju Samson was sent back to the pavilion for a diamond duck. Steven Smith scored a brilliant 50. Ben Stokes is playing at 8, and we'll be back after a short break as the strategic timeout is taken. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes.
And we're back with the live chit chat between me and Sahil Magu and you guys for the match of Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. Ajinkya Rahane is playing a sensational innings and he continues with 88 on 51 balls. And now the 16th over will commence. Ben Stokes is accompanying him at the moment after Steven Smith was dismissed by Akshar Patel and Chris Morris took the catch at the boundary. Shreyas Iyer is certainly under pressure now and he goes towards Chris Morris with the ball to get them some success in the bowling department. After the breakthrough from Akshar Patel, Rajasthan have fared relatively very well in this game and they have made a strong comeback after the wicket of Steven Smith. That over by Akshar Patel was treated respectfully, but in the next over they were able to get boundary. And now the score is 150 for 2 after 15 overs. Chris Morris goes into bowl in first delivery. Rahane has gone over the fielder. Will that reach the boundary? But no, there's fielder there, and they'll certainly, Akshar Patel on that matter has certainly provided them with the cleaning up. And now a double for him as he moves on to 90. Will he get another century in the IPL is the question on every Rajasthan Royals fan. And as we move to our chit chat box, the comments made by our fans are certainly very interesting here. What do you think about that, Sahil?
Yes, the comments made by our fans are very interesting, but what's more interesting at the moment is the innings from Ajinkya Rahane. He's totally playing like vintage Rahane. Meanwhile, that's a full toss that's been clipped over the leg side from another 4. What a shot from Ajinkya Rahane. He moves on to 94 from 53 deliveries. If you are doing something and you're not watching this innings, then you're definitely missing out on good cricketing shots. What shots have been playing all around the park? Ajinkya Rahane is not only proving a statement with his bat, but he's letting everyone know from his bat that whatever happened,
he's still there.
Exactly.
He's certainly announcing his presence at the moment for Rajasthan Royals, and he wants everybody to know that he is not gone from the cricketing scene. 94 up on board, and Chris Morris, close one there. If that ball had not been knocked on properly by Rahane, that could have been very well a cotton ball, but on that matter it was smashed on the pitch by Rahane. 94 up for him in 54 deliveries. Chris Morris now will bowl his 4th delivery of the over.
All the eyes are on Ishant Sharma, who dropped Ajinkya Rahane when he was just at 16. After that, Ajinkya Rahane hasn't looked back, as he is now on 94 from 54 deliveries. Rahane, who scored his first century, it came from 60 deliveries. And he made 103. It was unbeaten 103, but that was at the Chinna Swami, where the pitch is really good for batting. Grounds are very small. However, this at Jaipur's Savai Man Singh Stadium, it's a very different conditions, very different field. But then that's been cut for a couple of runs, is it? No, just a single. Rahane moves on to 95 from 55 as Rajasthan Royals are cruising with 157 on board at the loss of 2 wickets in 15.4 overs. Paritosh, what do you think? 210, 215 from here?
Absolutely. If they don't get near 200, they'll certainly be very, very disappointed with their batting performance in the later overs, as a strong setup now for them to score at least 200 in the 20 over mark. 15.4 overs gone, and Shreyas Iyer is now under pressure because he needs to change his bowling side. He needs some innovation there with his bowling side, because at this rate Rajasthan will take the game away in the first inning itself, because the batting performances from Delhi are certainly under question, and Stokes has played one upwards, and it will certainly be an easy catch for Shreyas Iyer. And as he collects, Stokes departs. There was no need of that shot. What was Stokes thinking on that?
Well, Stokes' poor form continues as he's not able to time a full toss. He just lobs that one in the air. It was a full delivery from Chris Morris. Would have been smacked for a 6 by any other batsman who was in form. But yes, given how Stokes has been playing in the recent games, he was struggling, and today was no different story again. He goes for a 8-ball-8, and yet again Stokes fails to deliver.
Well, certainly he failed to deliver, and
with that, Rajasthan Royals are now 157 for 3 in 15.5 overs. A simple wicket for Delhi Capitals, as they would want to create pressure on the new batsman in, which I think would be the 19-year-old Riyan Parag, who performed really well. He was exceptional with the bat last time, and from Rajasthan's perspective, they would want the same, or they might well send Stuart Binney, who was very good in the last few deliveries, because he can tonk the ball while Ajinkya Rahane reaches a landmark 100. He's 95 from 55. Will you think he'll get his 100 quickly?
I think he'll get it, but the next batsman in would be Riyan Parag, I guess, because they need Ashton Turner. Oh, surprisingly, they have sent in Ashton Turner
at
the moment.
Neither Riyan Parag nor Stuart Binney. Both of us are wrong. Ashton Turner has been sent in as Morris bowls his last delivery, which has been fended by Ajinkya Rahane towards the third man area for a single. 16 overs have been completed. Rajasthan are 158 for 3, with Ajinkya Rahane moving to 96 from 56 deliveries, one shot away from yet another 100 in the IPL. With him now is Ashton Turner, who do you think is a good move, because he's given the fact that he is a player who's known for his cameos. He can strike the ball long, so we'll have to see how it pans out.
Well, certainly we'll have to see how it pans out for them, but at the moment it's all Rajasthan, because even after the wicket of Steve Smith, their train of runs hasn't stopped. In our comment section, many people are connecting with us. Anju Yadav is also with us, so is Rakesh Kumar. Anish Ambani is also with us, and so is Sachin Kumar Mehra.
Aslam Darji saying that yes, Ben Stokes has performed poorly with the bat as a ball, and he seems to be enjoying our commentary. Well, it's a chit chat session, and you are most welcome. While we have been joined by Chandan as well, and he's asking, who do you think is going to win the match?
Well, I'm certainly backing Rajasthan in this match. Wali is a Delhi fan, so he is not very happy with my thought about that. And as Rahane drives another towards the cover region, and will that complete a double?
I
And
think
very
that's
close,
out. I think that's
close,
out.
Very close
From
there.
the naked eye, it seems like Ishant Sharma has done a good job and is out. Whereas Ashton
but
Turner,
he's
is
looking
saying
very
that-
confident. He's
Yeah.
looking very confident. So we'll have to wait and see. I think it's not out because I saw him coming towards, and yes,
Oh, yes,
he's
yes,
safe.
yes,
he's
he's
very
out.
safe. Ishant Sharma had his back towards the runner, and that was the reason that Ishant Sharma was not able to see how long he had travelled, and he was quite inside the line when he took the bails off. Ishant Sharma needs to redeem himself here. 3 overs already done, 5 balls remaining for him. Will he be able to do the trick and get Rahane
I
out
think
of
that's been
contention?
played on the leg side. Rahane is definitely going to come back for 2. If he makes it, that's going to be a century. He's struggling. No, he makes it. That's a century for Ajinkya Rahane as he completes his ton, raises his bat, proves a point, and that's a fist bump. He's pointing the bat to someone in the dugout. Well, it doesn't matter if you're a Rajasthan fan right now. He has scored 100 from 58 deliveries as Rajasthan Royal are 162 for 3 in 16.2 overs. What a knock, Paritosh.
Fantastic innings from Ajinkya Rahane. 58 balls, 100 runs, and he has certainly led his side to a very strong position in this game. And Delhi Capitals would be wondering who will be able to play such an innings from their side, because nobody has been consistent enough. So was Ajinkya Rahane before this game. Will we see a certain Rishabh Pant cameo or a Shreyas Iyer brilliant, or somebody like Shikhar Dhawan scoring brilliant runs for them? Well, we'll have to wait and see for that, but at the moment it's all Ajinkya Rahane in the game. And Anish Ambani is with us also. Aslam Darji is also with us. He's predicting that Rahane will go on to 115 not out after this first inning. Well, I think he'll go more than that if he stays run out, because there are still many deliveries left for him in the game. 171.2 the strike rate. What a knock from him.
Yes, there are still 3.3 deliveries left, and Ajinkya Rahane would definitely go beyond 115 with the form that he has been. The kind of shots that he has played are exceptionally good. It's the vintage Rahane which is on showcase. Ishant Sharma, he would be cursing himself. He would be distraught with the fact that he dropped a catch when he was at 16, and now it has proved to be so costly. It's still proving to be costly for Delhi Capitals as Rajasthan Royals are 163 for 3. The first delivery from Ashton Turner, he's gone for a duck. The slow delivery from Ishant Sharma, he tried to play that one, ended up chipping. A simple catch for Shafin Rutherford. Ishant Sharma strikes. It's not Ajinkya Rahane, but it's Ashton Turner who's going to make a long whack back to the pavilion with a duck on the first ball itself. 163 for 4. A slow delivery from Ishant Sharma. What happened there?
Well, certainly he lost the plot, and in the other game also he was out for a duck. So
back-to-back ducks for Ashton Turner.
Rutherford, the interesting thing for them, for Delhi fans, is that he's celebrating the Gabbar style. He celebrated he celebrated like a kabaddi player there as he striked one for his team. Ashton Turner back into the pavilion after scoring 0 in the one ball he played. Golden duck again, and this is not good for Rajasthan Royals, because they wanted someone to stay at the crease for a long time with Ajinkya Rahane.
Well, we were questioning this move of sending who should have been sent. You were saying Ryan Parag, I was saying Stuart Binney. Both of us never thought that Ashton Turner would have been sent, but he was sent, and it seemed to have failed again.
Maybe a little bit of Aussie connection there.
Yes, because it's the second time that he has failed. In 2 games back to back he has scored a duck, and now Stuart Binney has been sent. Sensible move from the dugout and the team management. Stuart Binney, who has been known for to play cameos, quick cameos, if he can get an 8 ball 15 or 10 ball 20, that's going to do a world of good for the Rajasthan team as they're inching towards the target of 200. At the moment they're 163 for 4 in 16.4 overs. Ishant Sharma is going to be charging towards Stuart Binney. Stuart Binney dug that Yorker out. That's going to be easy too. So good start for Stuart Binney as the score moves on to 165. Ajinkya Rahane, what a knock from him. 101 from 59 deliveries. Ishant Sharma has finally picked up a wicket, but it is not of Rahane. It is of Ashton Turner, who goes on for the second duck in 2 consecutive matches.
Well, a dismal performance from Ashton Turner continues, and woes for him and the Rajasthan dugout continue. He is a brilliant player. We saw that when Australia toured India earlier this year. But his performances in the IPL has not been up to the mark. Delhi Capitals with another breakthrough, and this time they will need to further pressurize the opposition so as to get something out of this game. And here, closely with a dot, Ishant Sharma ends his over. It's now after the end of 17 overs. The total moves on to 165 for 4. And now Ajinkya Rahane and Stuart Binney will need to stay at the crease for a little bit of time, because one wicket from here can certainly change the complexion of the game.
Yes, with 3 overs left in the innings, Kagiso Rabada will definitely be striking from Delhi Capitals' perspective. But for Rajasthan Royal fan and Rajasthan Royals, they would need Ajinkya Rahane to stay till the end and help the team get beyond 200. Otis is asking, I must understand listening you on live score. Well, Otis, we are happy that you are tuned in, and so are other listeners. We are happy that you guys are there. At the same time, Subi has joined us, so has Unnati Pandey, so has Sachin Verma, SK Mehra, as well as Dilawar Mukhri. Dilawar Mukhri is someone who keeps tuning in. So welcome, Dilawar. Change in bowling attack as predicted. Kagiso Rabada has been brought back for his last 2 overs. 17 overs gone, 165 for 4. Ajinkya Rahane on 101 from 59 has been joined by Stuart Binney, who is 2 for 2. Last 3 overs. What's your prediction, Paitosh? 40 runs?
Well, certainly they'll need, but Kagiso Rabada is a very good bowler. If he can restrict this side to under 200, they'll be very happy with that. If they get a score of around 190, they'll still be happy, because at one point Rajasthan Royals were looking for a total of around 210-20, and anything below 200 would be welcome for the Delhi Capitals. And they certainly need a partnership up the order when they are chasing, because it's already looking like a big total from here. Ajinkya Rahane, the man in form, the man in charge of this Rajasthan innings, needs to stay at the crease till the last ball, because Binney is the new man in, and he has been in fine form for them lately. A certain surprise for the Rajasthan Royal fans, but this match will certainly decide if that was a one-game fluke or is he really in good touch.
Well, definitely Stuart Binney has been given a big role to play here. He has played a cameo in the last game for a losing cause, but now is his time to prove himself that he can do it time in and time again. At the other end, for Delhi Capitals, worrying signs, because they already have 160. They already conceded 168 in the 17.2 overs. It's going to be important that one of the 2 openers, Prithvi Shaw, who has been inconsistent after barring his 1 knock against Kolkata Knight Riders of 99, he needs to score big. He needs to perform really well if Delhi Capitals need to come close to this score. Meanwhile, that's in the air. That's going to go above Rishabh Pant. Fortune favors the brave. Amit Mishra, he's too old to give that a chase, as that's reached the boundary. Well, age catching up there.
Not only Amit Mishra, but even Rishabh Pant tried getting there in time, but the outfield was so fast that even he wasn't able to stop it. 4 more for Rajasthan Royals, and a lucky 4 for Stuart Binney. He certainly didn't expect a bouncer at that point, but Rabada was able to surprise him, edged and safely landing on the field, much to the despise of Delhi Capitals fan. And Wali, who's our ally here in the com box, has not been happy about the Rahane innings and Ishant Sharma drop, because this has resulted in a big total for the Rajasthan Royals side, as Shreyas Iyer collects while Rahane will now take the strike.
Well, for Wali and for Delhi Capitals fans, it is important that Prithvi Shaw or Shikhar Dhawan, one of these two, go on to score a big score, just like Rahane did both. Wali is saying both will score. Well, very hopeful. Wali and Delhi Capitals, I'm sure, would be thinking in the same vein, but it is important that one of the two, at least, I would say.
Sahil, you become hopeful when you are a Manchester United fan. And Rahane tries to go big and misses the plot completely. Will that be the wicket? No, again it is landed safely. No fielder there on that occasion, and Kagiso Rabada must be scratching his head and wondering how is the luck favoring them time and again.
Well, fortune favors the brave, as Ajinkya Rahane definitely is carrying a lot of fortune in his back today. He was dropped by Ishant Sharma when he was on 16, and now when he's mistiming the shots, they're following somewhere in the middle, which is difficult for any of the fielders to get up to. But yes, getting from DC's perspective, we're not going to talk about Manchester United today. We're going to talk about them some other day. For Delhi Capitals, both the openers, one of the openers at least, need to fire, and along with that, Rishabh Pant, a lot of criticism for the left-handed wicket-keeper batsman. Rahane has answered his critics with the bat. It's time that Rishabh Pant also stands up and delivers, especially when his team needs the most, because it's going to be a target around 190, 200, and it's not going to be easy if the middle order batsmen don't pitch in for Delhi.
Well, they certainly need Rishabh Pant at the moment, and we've seen time and again that when it comes to chasing, Rishabh Pant has been performing for Delhi Capitals, and but we'll have to wait and see whether he performs in a pressure situation like this when his team needs him. Coming to our chat box, many people joining in. Neha Sharma is also with us. Gagandeep is with us today, and so is K. Subi. And about the match, Rahane is still going after scoring a century, and Stuart Binney has been lucky yet again. Whether he capitalizes on his luck and goes on to score a little cameo for Rajasthan Royals is a question on every fan's mind. 175 now up on board, 4 wickets done, 18 overs are gone, 2 overs remaining. They'll have to go for boundaries here.
Well, from Delhi Capitals' point of view, they're definitely going to go to Chris Morris, because if they go to Amit Mishra, it seems unlikely, because giving spinner a penultimate over might turn to be costly. The last over definitely will be bowled by Kagiso Rabada. As far as the penultimate over is concerned, Chris Morris is the option. Along with him is Sherfane Rutherford, who was very expensive, giving away 16. Yes, it is Chris Morris that they have resorted to, as Stuart Binney is on strike, playing 10 from 6. The first delivery is a full delivery on the leg stump, which has been flicked towards the fine leg area for a single. Well, they're taking a second. Was that? Yes, no. They have refused the second. So it's just going to be a single. 176 for 4 in 18.1 overs. 11 deliveries left. Kagiso Rabada is on the 5th position in terms of the most valuable player, with 192 points. Remember, he's not scoring with the bat, but he's scoring with the ball. He is the highest wicket taker and the purple cap holder for this tournament, in this tournament.
Well, he certainly is a player who has been performing in and out for the Delhi Capitals. But an interesting fact here, as for Ashton Turner, it's his 5th successive duck in the T20 games, because he was gone for a duck even in the Big Bash League back at home, and he's certainly having a bad patch in T20 games.
Well, we have to question now, was it a one-time wonder against India when he was playing in the domestic tour against Australia, where he certainly didn't seem like in such a bad patch. He took the bowlers to the cleaners, especially when you talk about the spinners, Yuzvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav. I remember they needed around 100 odd runs, and the 4-5 wickets were fallen, but he helped the team win the match from that situation. And having seen him get out for 5 consecutive ducks in T20 is definitely not going to help his morale. But the next game they're going to play against Kolkata Knight Riders, and as the saying goes, if you're not in form or if you're making your debut, the team that you should play against is Kolkata Knight Riders. So I'm pretty sure there, if Ashton Turner is given a chance, he will be given a chance, because Ben Stokes will also be not there by that time. You'll see a different Ashton Turner in that game. I can assure you, in that game, he'll take Kolkata Knight Riders apart.
Well, guilty. KKR fan Sahil, they're stating that everyone who is in bad form play against KKR to get the form back. Chris Morris has bowled very well so far. Only 4 runs or 4 deliveries, and at this point it's very crucial for Delhi Capitals to get these kind of dot balls that he got on the 4th ball. 130 partnership between Rajasthan Royals pair of Ajinkya Rahane and Stephen Smith in under 75 deliveries. That has been brilliant for this side. And what do you have to say about that, Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane's pair?
Well, definitely that set the platform for both the teams, as they are sitting in a comfortable position, having scored 179 for 4. But the condition and the situation that they were in, they wouldn't be enjoying what is happening right now, because Binney is struggling. Very good over from Chris Morris, giving away just 4 runs from the first 5 deliveries. The platform that was set by Ajinkya Rahane and Steve Smith, scoring 130 from 75 deliveries, they would have thought that they would at least get a minimum of 200 on the board. Anything beyond that would have been a positive, but right now they're struggling to even get 200 as the score is 179 for 4, 18.5 overs. They haven't gotten enough runs in the last few overs.
Well, certainly the brakes have been put on after the dismissal of Stephen Smith, and with the Ashton Turner going back on the very first delivery, that hasn't even helped their cause. Binney now goes for a boundary down mid-wicket, and he will get it. 4 runs on the last ball as it ends positively for Rajasthan. 183 now up on board for the team, and 17 runs in the last over, 200 up, or Kagiso Rabada will bowl like he usually does and restrict this side to under 195.
I think Delhi have done really good in terms of restricting Rajasthan Royals in the last few overs, and Kagiso Rabada, given that form he is, it seems unlikely that he will be going away for 17 runs. Well, this is cricket, you never know what's going to happen, but as far as I am concerned, I feel that Rajasthan might not be able to score 200 given how good Kagiso Rabada has been.
Well, Kagiso Rabada has been fantastic for Delhi Capitals, and he is the leading wicket taker in the IPL right now, also in contention to become the most valuable player. Well, we've hardly seen bowlers get these type of performances game in and game out in the T20 format, because it's a format where the batsman usually dominates the bowler, but this player has certainly dominated many opposition batsmen time and again for Delhi. The only sad part is he's not getting support from other players, as there's no pressure from the other end, and people usually tend to play him sensibly. But what is Ajinkya Rahane doing here? But he almost tried a different kind of shot. There was a mixture of a slash and a scoop. What was he doing there?
This has to come up with a new name, because it was a slower delivery which he couldn't time, but then the shot that he played, he was trying to play a ramp shot plus combined with a dil scoop, which he eventually ended up playing up in the air, that ended in the third man area, no, fine leg area. So he was trying to play it in the third man area, it went towards the fine leg area. He was laughing.
Yeah, he certainly knows, because it was a slow one.
Yeah.
That was the reason it didn't carry to the boundary. And Stuart Binney now on strike. Brilliant bowling there by Rabada. Firstly a slow one, then a Yorker, and they will get a 2 there, and certainly could have gotten 3 if they ran faster. But a misfield there, that wouldn't hurt them, because singles and doubles won't certainly hurt this Delhi Capitals side.
This is a very good comeback from Delhi Capitals, given how they have bowled in the last few overs. They've certainly put the brakes on the Rajasthan team scoring runs, and I'm pretty certain now, the way Rabada has bowled the first 2 deliveries, that they will be able to restrict them below 200, which will be a psychological advantage for the Delhi team, because at one situation it seemed that Rajasthan will get beyond 200,
will that
10
be
to 20.
signal for a wide? Yes, it will be, and extra runs coming Rajasthan's way. Rabada, you hardly see him under pressure, but he's also facing a little bit of pressure here. Ricky Ponting looks tense here, and so does Shreyas Iyer. He needs to bowl brilliant 4 deliveries, because anything that is not perfect in terms of line and length would be picked apart by these two, as they both look in good touch here.
Well, both are in good touch, but the last 4 deliveries is what matters. How many can they get in the last 4 overs? Bowled him! What a great Yorker from Kagiso Rabada. We have seen this somewhere before. Yes, it is a similar delivery that was bowled to Andre Russell in the super over. Middle stump goes out of the park. Stuart Binney is going out of the ground, and Rajasthan Royals are 118 for 7 as Delhi Capitals are putting on the brakes at the right time, right moment. Middle stump out. Look at that delivery.
Not even the middle stump out. The middle stump has been broken from bottom by Kagiso Rabada. So fast was the pace of that ball, and not even the wicket, the dot ball would count. That'll do wonders for them at this point. And the next man that will be coming in, Ryan Parag, he'll be a fresh batsman, and that will certainly be a very negative aspect in terms of Rajasthan fans, because you want a set batsman to face the last few deliveries left.
Absolutely, he would want to get Ajinkya Rahane on the strike, but as we predicted, the good comeback from Delhi has resulted in a stop for runs, and 200 seems unlikely at the moment. 3 deliveries left. They need 13 runs. Mathematically it is possible, but then with a new bat out there, it's going to be difficult. Ryan Parag tries to play that one over the fine leg area, but completely misses. First delivery that he's facing, and he's trying to play a lap shot on Kagiso Rabada. I mean, yes, you are a young player, there is young blood running, but then look at the situation, look at the bowler.
He's just 18 right now, and that he's 17, 18, but that makes me feel very old at the moment. And he is a strong lad, a young strong lad, and has been part of a cameo which helped Rajasthan win in the previous game. Will he certainly do the job in the last deliveries? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Or will he give the strike to Rahane on the last ball?
Well, that's been flicked away towards the fine leg area, and that's going to be 4. What a good shot there from Ryan Parag. The first delivery was an unconventional shot. The next delivery, a conventional shot, results in a boundary. Rajasthan Royals move up to 191 for 5 in 19.5 deliveries. They will be happy with the target that they are going to post, but somewhere bit disappointed because the psychological factor of 200 being there is not going to be there anymore.
Well, you can argue about that because 191 at Savai Mansingh is still a very huge score, and they still have a ball left for themselves. If this goes for a boundary, Delhi would be in too much pressure. But what a ball there by Kagiso Rabada as he just tantalizes the stump, and another wicket for this player. He has been in sensational form, and what a comeback by him after being scored for a boundary. A poor delivery there, full toss for the young Ryan Parag, but what a comeback by this player. He has been in sensational form for Delhi Capitals, and he will play an instrumental role going forward in the tournament. The score now is 191 for 6. 20 overs are now done. Rahane goes back not out. 105 for him. What an innings from the ex-captain now of Rajasthan Royals.
Ex as well as the future captain, because in a few days Steve Smith will be going back, so he will get the captainship again. But yes, another unbeaten century from Ajinkya Rahane. The earlier one was 103 from 60 deliveries against Bangalore. This one 105 from 63, while the team was struggling in the initial overs as Sanju Samson was dismissed for a diamond duck as he was run out by Rabada, but then helping his team to get a score of 191. A big ask and a very good performance. Steve Smith performed exceptionally well along with Rahane. They formed a partnership of 130 plus runs in just 72 deliveries. Individually, he scored 50 from 32 deliveries. Stokes failed again. He didn't impress as he just scored 8 from 8. Ashton Turner registered his 5th consecutive ducks in T20 format, getting out on the first delivery of Ishant Sharma. Stuart Binney played a nice cameo of 19 from 13, while Ryan Parag scored 4 from 3. In terms of the bowling for Delhi Capitals, Ishant Sharma gave away 29 runs, picked up 1 wicket in his 4 overs. Kagiso Rabada was expensive, 37 in his 4, but picked up 2 important wickets. Akshar Patel gave away 39 with 1 wicket to his name. Amit Mishra gave away 28 in 3 overs, while Chris Morris, who was included in the team in place of Sandeep Lamichhane, gave away 41 runs with 1 wicket in his 4 overs. Sharfane Rutherford was used for 1 over and was very expensive, giving away 16 runs, as now Delhi Capitals need to score 192 to win these 2 crucial points. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes as we will join Paritosh and Wali will join you for the second half.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a 3rd All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet-tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
Everyone and welcome. Hello everyone and welcome to Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. This is Wali Siddiqui, joined in with Sahid Magoo, and the second innings is on course right now because the Delhi Capitals batsmen Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan are now at the crease, and it's Stuart Binney who will be opening the proceedings with the new ball instead of Jofra Archer. Quite an interesting tactic there by Steve Smith. The target to chase for Delhi Capitals, it's a massive one, and they will have some chasing to do. It's 192 in 20 overs. So Sahil, where do you think this game is going right now?
Well, it's in the balance, I would say, at the moment, given how strong Delhi Capitals batting lineup is. But having said that, Rajasthan Royals have done the hard work. They have posted a mammoth score of 191, and now they would need someone from Delhi to raise their hand up and perform in the same vein as Ajinkya Rahane did. In terms of Stuart Binney being given the first over, this is something that we saw in the last game as well. With Steve Smith being the captain, a lot of changes have been made, some positive, some questionable, but then till the time it's working for them, everything is good, because Stuart Binney last time bowled the first over, gave away just 4 or 5 runs, and the swing and the movement that he extracts from the pitch is something because of which he's been given the first over. When you have Jofra Archer can be used anytime. He can be used at the death, he can be used at the middle overs, but then generally it's Dhaval Kulkarni for Rajasthan Royals and Jaydev Unadkat who are given the new ball. However, what matters for Delhi Capitals right now is that one of these two openers, Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan, they need to play a long game, they need to perform, they need to lead from the front, especially make the most of the power play overs. As the required run, it is 9.6 runs per over at the start, and if they play quiet overs, it's suddenly going to go up to 12 to 13.
Absolutely, it's 1 for no loss. Single taken by Prithvi Shaw on the second delivery, just guides it towards short third man and gives a strike to Shikhar Dhawan, the man in form who scored a scintillating 50 in the previous game against the Kings 11 Punjab. His dependency will be on, and he almost handed a catch to Dhaval Kulkarni standing at our short fine leg, but what a delivery that was. It was bowled towards the middle stump, it swung in. Shikhar Dhawan came dancing down the track. He tried to go for the big shot, miscued it, and luckily for him it didn't go for a catch to Kulkarni.
Well, I agree. Well, there's a lot of pressure on the board with the target being posted, but then that was the first delivery Dhawan played, on which he danced down the track, tried to hike that one over the 30-yard circle. So Dhawan needs to be more careful. He can take his time. We all know what shots he can play and how good or how quickly he can change the gears. Meanwhile, that's a short delivery that's been played towards the fine leg area, beating the short third man area. That's just a single, resulting in a single as the score moves on to 2. Coming back to the point that I was making, Dhawan needs to stay there till the 14th, 15th over if Delhi Capitals want to make a chase out of this. One of these openers has to stay till the 14th or the 15th over, because they need to make good use of the power play overs, at the same time set a platform for big hitters like Shreyas Iyer, Colin Ingram and Rishabh Pant to chase down such a mammoth total. Rishabh Pant, talking about him, the left-handed youngster needs to perform, needs to silence his critics with the bat. A lot of questions being raised in terms of how he has fared so far. He has played a brilliant inning against Mumbai Indians, but then despite that knock, he has been in question because time and again he hasn't delivered. He has left Delhi in a situation where they should have won easily, but they've gone on to lose those matches because of him.
Right, and it's one of the openers and one of the batsmen in the middle order who will have to contribute, because it's a big total and you can't do it single-handedly. Ajinkya Rahane got valuable assistance from Steven Smith, and the reason because of which they were able to reach that target of 190. But a good over so far, just 3 runs coming off of it. So good start by the Rajasthan Royals and a good effort in the field as well, and they will have to function as a unit, Rajasthan, in order to stop Delhi Capitals, because mind you, it is a really good batting track, not the usual Savai Mansingh wicket that we usually see, and like the Rajasthan batsmen were taking the advantage of the big crowd by taking aggressive singles and doubles. I think Delhi Capitals might also take some inspiration from them in order to play aggressive cricket.
That's a very important point that you raised, Wali, that you need to focus on the singles and doubles and not just be one-dimensional in terms of the boundaries. The boundaries will come and go. Whenever you get a chance to score a boundary, definitely cash in on those. But then when you're not getting those boundaries, you need to make sure that you keep taking the singles and doubles, because it's a big outfield, it's a big ground, and if you encash those singles and doubles like Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane did, it will help lessen the pressure. The pressure is already on the batting team because they're chasing more than 10 runs per over, and if you don't make the most of the singles that are available after the power play overs, then it's just going to get worse. Right now, Dhawal Kulkarni has been given the new ball from the other end as he seems into bowl to Prithvi Shaw. Prithvi Shaw pulls that one straight down the ground. Steve Smith, what brilliant fielding there. Certainly saved a couple of runs, limiting it just to single.
Couldn't middle the ball over there, Prithvi Shaw. He just takes a single by guiding it towards the mid-off. And Shikhar Dhawan will now get the strike. He's on 1 after facing 2 deliveries, and he scored 350s in the tournament so far. Shikhar Dhawan. Prithvi Shaw on the other end has scored just 150, and that was a really big one because it was a 99 against Kolkata Knight Riders. But ever since that innings, he wasn't able to do much. I think it was destined that he was about to play, that he was about to play that innings only when it's Kolkata Knight Riders, and even Shikhar Dhawan scored 97 against Kolkata Knight Riders.
Yes, that's the kind of season that Kolkata Knight Riders and the fans have had. That any team who's not performing, any player who's struggling to get into form, any player who's making their debut in the IPL, just play against Kolkata Knight Riders or invite them for a home game, because they will either play the perfect hosts or the perfect away team and let you do whatever you want to do. That's the kind of season they have had, but giving due credit to Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw, they have been really good. They have been hot and cold this season so far. They have shown the caliber, they have shown that they can deliver. Shikhar Dhawan has been doing that time and again, so no questions there. But Prithvi Shaw, what a young prospect, what a great talent to look forward to. And he has also been consistent in the Indian-Australian series, in the test series. Unfortunately, he got injured. But then when it comes to a format like this, I mean, I think someone from the management needs to have a one-on-one session with them and tell them that this is your role and you have a very important role, because if these two fail, the middle order has been collapsing time and again. Meanwhile, that's been flicked by Shikhar Dhawan for a 6. What a shot! That's vintage Shikhar Dhawan. When you talk about shots like those, that's just a flick of the wrist for a huge 6 on the leg side.
And you can see he just waited for the ball to arrive at the bat, and he played it on the up, and he just glanced it towards the square leg boundary. What a shot that was by Shikhar Dhawan. It goes for a big 6, and with that, the first boundary of the game, in fact the first 6 as well for Delhi Capitals. 10 for no loss. It was a 72 meter 6. It's a big boundary, the Savai Mansingh Stadium. And Dhawal Kulkarni, after a good initial 2 deliveries, has been smashed for 6, but he will be looking to come back in the very next delivery.
Well, 2 things proved from that point. Meanwhile, that was cut, but well fielded by Ben Stokes. Had that been an inch here and there, that would have been another 4. A good shot from Shikhar Dhawan. As I was saying, 2 things from that 6 that Dhawan hit. The pitch is really good, and it's just going to get better to bat on, because there will be a due factor that would come into play. It will be difficult for Rajasthan Royals spinners Shreyas Gopal and Rayan Parag to grip the ball. At the same time, if Dhawan keeps middling how he has been middling right now, it will do very good for Delhi Capitals and for himself, because they need 10 runs per over and they're just 10. Meanwhile, another short delivery that's been hoiked towards the mid-wicket area region, and that's going to be a 4. Yes, certainly it's going to be a 4. So 14 runs already in this for Delhi Capitals, 11 coming from this over as the score moves on to 1.5. Shikhar Dhawan now 11 from 6 deliveries, while Prithvi Shaw is 3.
A short delivery by Dhawal Kulkarni, not a good one by him, and it is a quick outfield. It is a good wicket as well, and with the kind of form Shikhar Dhawan is in, he will smash it 10 out of 10 times over with that kind of a delivery, and it's 14 for no loss after that brilliant shot. It's Dhawan moves on to 11 after facing 6 deliveries, and it has been an expensive over for Kulkarni. 11 runs already, 1 ball remaining, and this time cover drives in on the back foot, but there will be a sweeper cover. So just a single taken over here. It's 16 for no loss. In fact, it's 15 for no loss after 2 overs. and a stable start so far by Delhi Capitals.
A very good start from Delhi Capitals in my perspective, because the first over just gave 3 runs from Stuart Binney and the second has now given away 12. So they are setting the platform, they are getting their runs going, and at the same time it's time for me to get going, as now there's a change in commentary. Paritosh Joshi would be replacing me, and Wali, I hope Delhi Capitals win, and as a Delhi fan,
For Kolkata's sake, I know you're saying that because otherwise Rajasthan Royals will go above Kolkata Knight Riders.
no, they're not in such a bad situation. They have a better run rate.
All right.
For now. So genuinely, I want Delhi Capitals to win this one, because
Thank you for
there
that.
is Saurav Ganguly there, so there are emotions related to Delhi as well. And I hope Paritosh Mumbai can also make it through in the top 4. He's never concerned about Mumbai. He knows Mumbai will make it.
Well,
He's
we all
relaxed.
know Mumbai will make it, but it's Rajasthan Royals which defeated them in the previous game, and they might well defeat Delhi as well. Still a long way to go. 15 for no loss, 177 more runs needed of the final 18 deliveries done. Jed 18 overs, and it's Jayadev Unadkat who's come out to bowl, while Paritosh Joshi has joined the conversation.
Well, as I join, Unadkat is slammed for a 4 by Shikhar Dhawan, and he is looking in good touch here. Mighty Dhawan, Gabbar as he is fondly called by his fans. And Tenzin Sangral is saying, sir, please don't make fun of KKR. Russell can send the ball out of the park to any bowler. Well, Tenzin, I can very well tell you that Sahil is a massive KKR fan. He's just disappointed the way KKR has performed in the later stages of the tournament. And he is a massive KKR fan, but dismal performances time and again have certainly let him down. As meanwhile in this game, Unadkat has been cut by Dhawan for a single.
Unadkat being cut.
And fantastic there, as Prithvi Shaw is now on strike. 2.2 overs done, 20 now up on board, and what a great young prospect this is, Prithvi Shaw.
From Mumbai, yes, he is 18 years of age, and we have seen 2 youngsters coming, actually competing in this game. One being Ryan Parag, who's 17 years of age, Prithvi Shaw, 18 years of age, and future prospects for India in the time to come. 20 for no loss after 2.2 overs, 172 more runs to win, and just look at the collection of bats this young batsman has. It's like around 4 to 5 bats right now, and he might be having a few more at home.
Well, he's a young lad who has been garnering spotlight here, left, right and centre, so it's sure that he'll have many sponsors to his name, but that is another topic. His game is what is in prime focus right now, because Delhi Capitals need these two to fire for them today, and we have seen in the past, as soon as the first 2 wickets fall down, Delhi crumble like a castle of cards. Tenzin is saying thanks. Well, you don't need to thank me, you need to thank Andre Russell certainly for certainly salvaging something out of this IPL season, because he has been the whole and soul of that team. He is performing with the bat, he is performing with the ball, and can very well lead his team into the playoffs if they register some win here.
Absolutely, and Mirza Irfan Bey is saying that Delhi will win this game. It's 20 for no loss, and so far, though 5 runs have come off from the over, and the first ball was smashed for a boundary towards the long on region by Shikhar Dhawan, but a good comeback by Unadkat. The next two deliveries were dots, so just 5 runs so far after after bowling 4 deliveries in this over. 20 for no loss, and Jaydeep Keshwala is asking us the score. It's 20 for no loss after 2.4 overs. Prithvi Shaw is on 3 after facing 7 deliveries. Shikhar Dhawan continuing his good run with the bat. He's on 17 after facing 9 deliveries. 2 more deliveries left in this over. Abdul Samad also supporting Delhi Capitals, and yes, quite a few fans joined in with us. And this time he goes for the big pull. Does Prithvi Shaw, but will he be able to take it? In fact, they were supposed to take the double over there, but bad call over there. So just a single. 21 for no loss. Final delivery to be bowled.
Final delivery to be bowled by Jayadev Unadkat, as another over is coming to an end, and the score for Delhi at the start of the chase is 21. They are certainly facing an uphill task here at the Savai Mansingh, but these two are very capable of making that climb for Delhi Capitals, as Dhawan is now on the strike, and he'll be facing the last ball of Unadkat. Prithvi Shaw is at the other end, and he is certainly one player who needs to be feared by the opposition bowlers. Meanwhile, in our chit-chat box of comments, we have Mirza Irfan, who is predicting that by the end of the 6 overs, the Delhi would be at 56 with the loss of 1 wicket. Well, Mirza, Irfan, you'll have to certainly tell us who is the one who will be going back to the pavilion. Is it Prithvi Shaw or is it Shikhar Dhawan? Tell us in the comments. And Haider Rajpar is saying that Chennai will certainly make into the playoffs now. And
that's a no-brainer.
RCB just registered a close win there, and MSD even made sure that they qualify for the playoffs in the previous game, but they certainly will in the next few games. As far as this match is concerned, 3 overs are now done, 22 up on board for Delhi, and they need these two to stay for at least 7 more overs.
Well, the good news for Delhi Capitals fans is that Shikhar Dhawan loves playing against the Rajasthan Royals. He scored 415 runs across 15 innings against the Rajasthan Royals with an average of 32. And also has 4 half centuries against them. Dhawan only has 61 runs from the 4 innings against RR in Jaipur. So though his record might be quite well against Rajasthan Royal, but he prefers playing at home, especially when he was playing for the Sunrisers Hyderabad at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium, because the Sawai Mansingh hasn't been that kind to him. But as of now, he's got off to a really good start, and it has been a really good IPL so far for him. 22 for no loss after 3 overs, 170 more runs required of 17 overs, and it's a decent start. I think both sides will be quite happy, but Rajasthan will need to keep on chipping with the wickets, because this pair can really turn to haunt you. Meanwhile, it's Shreyas Gopal who comes out to bowl, and Shikhar Dhawan introduces him with a big 6 on the very first delivery, just slogs him towards the fine leg region. What a shot that was, and welcome Shreyas Gopal to bowl your first over by Shikhar Dhawan over here.
Well, fantastic shot there by Shikhar Dhawan, just bending one knee down, forming his feet and slamming Shreyas Gopal. Innovative shot there, but a 6 nonetheless, as the score for Delhi is now 28 for no loss of wickets after 3.1 overs. Shreyas Gopal, how will he make a comeback now in the game?
And Ajinkya Rahane played a sensational knock of 100 plus runs in this game. He was being criticized quite a lot by his people over there, but this time another good shot by Shikhar Dhawan, dances down the tracks and just lobs Shreyas Gopal over his head, and one bounce boundary for Delhi Capitals this time. 32 for no loss, and Dhawan has already moved to 28 of just 12 deliveries. Meanwhile, Prithvi Shaw is on 4 of 8 deliveries, so clearly Shikhar Dhawan is not going to hold back, and getting his wicket will be the key as of now for the Rajasthan Royals. It's 32 for no loss, third delivery to be bowled by Shreyas Gopal, a short one, and he tried dabbing it for a single but couldn't take it over there. So 32 for no loss after 3.3 overs, and Dhawan turning on the music for Delhi.
Certainly he is Shikhar Dhawan. He is one batsman who has been consistent for them throughout the season, and his performance is quite essential for them. Sanju Samson, well, he has no reason to be angry now. He was initially very angry against Ajinkya Rahane, but the century has done him justice. But meanwhile, Shikhar Dhawan has slammed another boundary on the 4th delivery, as the score now ticks on to 36, and Delhi are moving at a very fast rate now.
Another slog sweep, another poor delivery by Shreyas Gopal, and Shikhar Dhawan just gives it the legs over there. Sweeps it, one bounce, another boundary for Delhi. 36 for no loss. Naab Karim says that Gabbar will score today once again against his favourite opponents. Well, at least it seems likely with the kind of start he's got over here. 32 of 15, a dot delivery. It's like gold dust for Shreyas Gopal, and he started off on a horrid note, because whenever he comes on to bowl, he is that one bowler who has the ability to pick wickets at regular intervals, but so far it's been a bad start for him.
Well, it certainly has been a bad start, because he has been picked apart by Shikhar Dhawan. Only 2 dots, but the rest of the 3 deliveries he has been slammed for a 6 on the very first ball, and on the second and fourth ball he was slammed for boundaries. The score now is 37 for no loss after 4 overs. 2 overs still remaining in the power play. Naab Karim is with us, and he's saying that Gabbar will score against his favourite opponents. Also that Rahane should have made the cut for the World Cup squad. He would have been the best anchor to the middle order. Well, he was certainly not performing for Team India. He had gotten his fair share of chances, but if he pulls in a string of good performances, he'll certainly be in contention for the middle order, as the 4th number in the Indian squad is certainly under contention.
If he was shown as equal faith as KL Rahul was shown in the one-day format, then he could have been a different player, because he did have some good knocks in the 2015 World Cup as well.
Well, he certainly did, but KL Rahul has been performing here and there. Ajinkya Rahane has been with a very long bad phase, going through a very long bad phase, and that has not helped because he was getting chances in the side, but with the arrival of so many batsmen, everybody needs some chances to his name. If he strings in a few performances, you never know, he will get a call up and he'll like to have that opportunity to himself. Meanwhile, Jofra Archer is brought back into attack by Steve Smith, and he has been slammed for a glorious 4 over mid-wicket by Shikhar Dhawan.
41 for no loss now, and it is a wicket which Shikhar Dhawan will fancy batting on, because when the ball comes on the upper, that is when he brings his A game forward for any team. And what a shot that was. He just flicks it over mid-wicket. An important boundary for him, an important boundary for the Delhi Capitals. 41 for no loss. He moves on to 37, while Prithvi Shaw is still on 4. 4.1 overs have been bowled. Jofra Archer being welcomed with about this time.
Well, he is certainly picking apart this Rajasthan bowling on his own, and now Prithvi Shaw will get some deliveries to himself. The single has been taken by Shikhar Dhawan. He is now on 38 of 18 deliveries. At this rate, Shikhar Dhawan will certainly ensure that the Delhi Capitals get this chase very, very easily. If Rajasthan need to come back in this game, it is now or never, as the power play is coming to an end and the players would be set by then.
And me with a cover picture of Iron Man says that why is there no Sandeep Lamichhane? Well, we have no clue why Sandeep Lamichhane is not there in the squad, but I think it's going to be the home games in which Sandeep Lamichhane is going to be more available because of the wear and tear that the Delhi Firozshah Kotla wicket usually offers. And when it comes to away games, I think they will fancy Chris Morris because of that additional batsman that they may have in the locker.
They certainly want a different prospect when they go for away games, and we have seen this time and again that when the game is in Delhi, Sandeep Lamichhane is certainly favoured in the squad, but he deserves few away games as well, as far as my intelligence goes, because he has been performing consistently for them. Meanwhile, Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw are continuing their good run in this match. Another single from Prithvi Shaw will bring back Shikhar Dhawan onto strike. 4 balls are now done. What will Dhawan do here?
And Tenzing Sugrab is saying that Kappar is back with a bang. Hulash Golcha saying that Rajasthan will win the game for sure. The only thing that Prithvi Shaw must not look to do is not get intimidated by the start that Shikhar Dhawan has given, because this happens quite often, because when your partner is doing quite well and you're not able to time the ball with perfection, you go for a really extravagant shot and you end up losing your wicket, and that's the last thing that Delhi needs. So he needs to be careful over here.
Yeah, exactly. As they want Prithvi Shaw to remain calm under conditions where Shikhar Dhawan is scoring free-flowingly, and a certain Prithvi Shaw is looking out of sorts at the moment. 4.5 overs done, 44 now up on board, and Rabada is certainly the last few overs he bowled, the 2 overs, 18th and the 20th over, they'll play a crucial part in this game, because Delhi have had a good start right now, and that 2 overs will come back to haunt Rajasthan, because they were going very well at one phase of the game, and certainly the breaks were put on by Delhi after the wicket of Steven Smith.
Another pull shot by Prithvi Shaw, and not being able to middle it once again. Worrying signs for Prithvi Shaw. 45 for no loss. The over comes to an end. 5 overs have been bowled. Shikhar Dhawan is on 39, while Prithvi Shaw with that single moves on to 6. So good start so far by the Delhi Capitals, and 1 more over remains for the power play, so they will look to accelerate even more in this over.
Who do you think will get the last over of the power play? Will it be Shreyas Gopal, who was picked apart by Dhawan in the last over, or there will be someone else?
I think they should persist with Shreyas Gopal, because if you remember, for the Mumbai Indians, when Rahul Chahar bowled his first over, he proved to be quite expensive with the ball. But then when he came on to bowl the second over, he got the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan.
Maybe they should bowl Shreyas Gopal after the power play is done, and that is where most teams lose their concentration.
They can give it to Ben Stokes otherwise. He's a good option.
Yes, that is a good option. Right now, Rajasthan have quite a few options open, but that wouldn't be the case as the game goes forward, and Delhi at the moment would be favouring themselves to chase this target, as they have had a fantastic start. Kotsi, Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw tries to go for a glorious shot and gets it right over mid-wicket, and 4 this time for Prithvi Shaw. Kulkarni has been brought into attack by Steven Smith, and he has been taken for a 4 of the very first delivery.
Finally able to time the ball there. Prithvi Shaw just pulls it towards the mid-wicket region, and another boundary for Delhi Capitals. He moves on to 10 with that shot. Ram Ram Surya Narayan saying that good going. Gabbar Hulash Kolcha saying that today Ajinkya Rahane scored a century. Well, yes, it was an amazing innings, Hulash. But if you come and watch the second innings, well, that century will soon be forgotten if they don't take a wicket away Rajasthan Royals, because as of now it's Delhi Capitals who are cruising in the first 6 overs of the game. 5.1 overs gone. 49 for no loss, 5 more overs left, 5 more balls to be bowled before the power play is taken. But this time he top edges it. Is there a field underneath it? It might be a catch. It is. In fact, it's dropped. It's a dolly which is dropped. And was it Ashton Turner standing at short mid wicket?
I think it was, and oh my word, that could prove to be very costly there for Rajasthan, because it was an easy catch. Ashton Turner reached there on time and flubbed it at the last moment. These are the chances you want to take if you want to win a game like that. Prithvi Shaw wasn't able to time it. Top edge went high up in the air. Ashton Turner coming underneath it, but flubbed it at the last moment. It was in his hands. He had made the cup right, but what happened at the last moment?
And he's having a horrible IPL season. He's got out on 0 on the very first delivery in each and every game. He's played 3 innings. He's got out on 0 in each and every game on the very first delivery. He's dropped a dolly, and you saw what happened when Ajinkya Rahane's catch was dropped in the first inning. So Ashton Turner will be praying that the same doesn't happen over here with Prithvi Shaw, because the score is right now 50 for no loss. This time a good effort in the field by him, stopped a certain boundary at the cover region. He'll be thanking himself, and it's 50 for no loss, but that could have been a really big wicket against a run of play.
Well, certainly that could have been, and it was a decent chance because he was certainly there. He did everything right, but grabbed the ball, and that is not good to see on the cricket field, and that certainly won't do justice to his morale, as it is already down after dismal performances with the bat. In our comment section, there is Hulash, and he's saying that can't drop catches. Well, you certainly can't in games like this, and Dhawan tries to go for the certain scoop, but he just touches it for a 4. Fantastic there from Shikhar Dhawan.
Playing mind games with Dhawan Kulkarni over there. He already was enticing him that he's going to go over the cover region, but in the end he shuffles towards the cover region. He moves his leg away, and then he just scoops him over square leg. What a boundary that was, taking complete advantage of the power play. Another boundary for Delhi Capitals with that. 54 for no loss after 5.4 overs.
Well, no effort from Shikhar Dhawan. He didn't try to smack the ball. He just deflected with the pace, and Dhawan Kulkarni, he would be wondering if he had gone for a slower one. That could have been good for Rajasthan, as Shikhar Dhawan is looking in form of his life. Another 4 for him, and things are not looking good for Dhawan Kulkarni here, as Dhawan moves on to 47 off of 22 balls. The total for Delhi Capitals is on 58 after 5.5 overs, and a fantastic start for them continues.
And it was an off-cutter ball by Dhawan Kulkarni, but it was for a short length, and Dhawan Kulkarni, with the kind of form he is in, will pull you, and that is exactly what he did. He pulls Dhawan Kulkarni towards a mid-wicket boundary, and there is a small meeting going on between Steve Smith and Dhawan Kulkarni over there, but it will be of a little notice if he goes for another boundary. And the partnership is already of 58 runs, in which the majority of the heavy lifting has been done by Shikhar Dhawan. He's on 47
in that matter, and almost nearing his 50 now. Important and crucial stage of the game. He shouldn't lose his cool now. They need him to stay till long, and Prithvi Shaw just will be partnering him, and Shikhar Dhawan, another single for him, as the time now comes for a strategic timeout. 6 overs are now done, 59 on board for Delhi Capitals. A fantastic start, courtesy a brilliant innings from Shikhar Dhawan. We'll catch you on the other side as we also take a short break. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
And welcome back to the live chit chat between the match of Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. I am Paritosh Joshi. Here with me is Wali Siddiqui, as the score now for Delhi Capitals is 60. A double of the very first ball and a single of the very first ball, and Ryan Parag, the young Ryan Parag, is brought into attack by Stephen Smith to change things a bit in the centre. Will he be the one who provides the breakthrough? Well, we'll have to wait and see, as Prithvi Shaw will face his second ball.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's like an under-19 game going on right now, because it's Ryan Parag, the 17-year-old, bowling to an 18-year-old. So, it's like an under-19 game over here. 61 for no loss. He takes a single over here. Prithvi Shaw gives a strike back to Shikhar Dhawan, who's currently on 49, and this might turn out to be his second consecutive 50 on the road. Will he be able to do it? Will he be able to guide Delhi for another win? Well, he cuts it and he will take the single. So that's another 50, another brilliant knock by Shikhar Dhawan, also known as Gabbar from his team, but his job is not done yet. It's a big target, 192 to win his 36th IPL half century, and he needs to carry on batting well for the Delhi Capitals.
Well, he certainly does, because we've seen in the past, as soon as Delhi loses its openers, the rest of the middle order just falters. But at the moment, they are looking quite strong. 6.3 overs done, 62 now up on board for Delhi. 50 off of 25 balls for Shikhar Dhawan. He has been in the amongst the runs in this evening, and he has been consistent for Delhi in this season also.
So a pull shot this time by Prithvi Shaw, and finally connects it, and proper timing this time by Prithvi Shaw, getting his second boundary of the night. 16, he moves on to what a shot that was. Ryan Parag bowling the faster one, and Prithvi Shaw anticipating it, pulls it away immediately. 66 for no loss, and Steve Smith is under the pump at the moment, because he isn't able to find the solution of getting rid of these two openers who are breathing fire at the moment. 66 for no loss after 6.4 overs, cover driven by Prithvi Shaw, no runs taken, and in fact he's 19 years old, Prithvi Shaw, so a 17-year-old bowling to a 19-year-old.
Well,
and we are pretty old.
We are pretty older than them, and that certainly is not positive signs, because we are certainly getting over the line now, as Prithvi Shaw tries to go for glory here, but if there was a fielder there, he could have very well been caught out. Lucky has been the term for batsmen this evening, as there have been drop catches, missed chances for the fielding sides, and whoever wants to win this one needs to be a little tighter when it comes to the fielding aspect. 7 overs now done, 67 now up on board for Delhi Capitals, as the score moves on, and Shikhar Dhawan is on 50.
So as of now, it's 67 for 7. I mean, 67 in 7 in 7. And if you talk about the runs needed, it's 125 runs needed in 78 deliveries. So it's not that difficult of a task, but you need to keep your wickets intact and no harakiri moment. And we've often associated the term harakiri with Delhi Capitals whenever they edge near the target. And it's always been the case that they do the heavy lifting, they do the bulk of the work, they do the difficult job. But when they get right close to the finishing line, that's where they self-explode.
Well, they have been responsible for many of their losses, and even for the one super over that they had to go through, that was because of their fault only, and they falter at the right time for the opposition, not for them. And now the ball is being given to Shreyas Gopal, who will be making a comeback after being slammed all around the park by Shikhar Dhawan. He went for 15 runs in his previous over, and this is his second over in this evening.
68 for no loss, and Prithvi Shaw tried to play the pull once again but wasn't able to timing. His timing isn't top notch this evening, and it hasn't been for quite some time now, and for his sake he should look to do something quite well, because he's got an opportunity. A dolly was dropped by Ashton Turner, and there are quite a few people joined in with us, but I'll just to stop because of Shikhar Dhawan has hit another pull shot, and that's another boundary. 72 for no loss, and it's raining boundaries at the Sawai Mansingh. Earlier it was Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane. Now it's Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw. So it's an absolute batting delight, the Sawai Mansingh at this very moment.
Well, certainly it is, because Shikhar Dhawan is scoring runs at will. 54 now up on board for him, 26 deliveries, and he's been stumped, attacking Shreyas Gopal, and that is it. That is what I was talking about, going too aggressive. And Asad Shah, you're saying that he's the first time on our channel. Well, welcome, but if you are a Delhi fan, bad news for you. Shikhar Dhawan is back into the dugout. Tried to being too offensive on Shreyas Gopal, trying to get on the nerves of Shreyas Gopal, the youngster, but certainly losing the plot. And very, very smart bowling there from Shreyas Gopal, stumping him out, making him come out of the wicket, and delivering at the right moment the breakthrough they needed. And he even sends him off with a little bye-bye. Tata, Shikhar Dhawan, 54 off 27 from him. But now Delhi Capitals need someone to stay at the crease with Prithvi Shaw, who is also struggling a bit. 72 for the loss of one wicket after 7.3 overs, and it will be Rishabh Pant, I guess, who will make his mark onto the crease now.
But that was a really good delivery by Shreyas Gopal. Being under pressure by Shikhar Dhawan, he knew that he was going to target him once again. Just drifts it outside the off stump, but tried to play the slog shot that Shikhar Dhawan over there. Misses it completely, and Sanju Samson stumps him out. And he's been quite impressive, Shreyas Gopal, this IPL. And he's got brilliant wickets. He's taken the wicket of Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, the finest white ball cricketers as of now.
Finest batsman, and he has been right up there. Even when pressurized, he was slammed around the park in the previous over. Even on the delivery before this, he was slammed for a 4 by Shikhar Dhawan, but he wasn't intimidated. He again made the ball spin a bit, and that resulted in the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, as he had to come forward. He danced down the wicket, there was no need of it. They were going pretty strong, but his wicket would prove on to be very costly for Delhi side.
Absolutely, 74 for
and
1.
What are we seeing here? Shreyas Iyer has made his walk onto the field now, and he'll be partnering with Prithvi Shaw. Single of the very first delivery for him, as now things would be very crucial here for Delhi Capitals, because one wicket from here, and we've all seen how they crumble.
Absolutely. Shreyas Iyer is also in a good form. He scored a match-winning 50 in the previous match, and also was awarded the Player of the Match award. The good thing for Delhi was that he hanged in there till the very last over, and that was needed in the previous match. But once again today, he has to play a good knock for Delhi in order to ensure the solidarity in the points table. They're currently at third position with 12 points in hand, and Rajasthan Royals also playing quite good, because they won the previous game against Mumbai, and once again a first inning score of 191. So the pressure is on Delhi. They are chasing. 73 for 1, good over, just 6 runs coming off of it. 8 overs bowled, 73 for the loss of 1 wicket. 119 runs now required of 72 deliveries.
Well, if you remember, before the strategic timeout, I was talking about this only, that when you bring in a spinner just after the power play, you strategize again. There's a break in the momentum momentum, the way their runs are going, and they certainly got a wicket there. And so was the case. We have seen every now and then that a spinner is brought in just after the power play. The batsman who is in flow tries to go for the big shots and miscues one or two shots, and that is the window you need. That is what they needed. And Shikhar Dhawan going back to the pavilion at this crucial moment will certainly now be a heavy blow for Delhi Capitals.
Shiva Dubey, Aswanda Kumar, Upendra Upadhyay, Ulaj Kocha, Ten Singh, Sugrab Singh, that, oh Gabbar, what have you done? Never neglect the opponent. Well, I guess that's exactly what he said. He went for a shot too many. He already got that important boundary. There wasn't a need of doing that, and that could prove out to be costly, but he's done his job. He scored 54. Now the rest of the batsmen have to show their dominance on the field. It says 74 for 1. Shreyas Iyer cuts the ball, takes a single. His score moves on to 2. Prithvi Shaw on the other end will have to play a really good knock because he's already got an opportunity thanks to Ashton Turner's Mr. Drop catch, and now it's time for him to turn it into a big score just like Ajinkya Rahane did.
Well, he certainly has the opportunity, he certainly has the talent. Will he be able to capitalize on that? Only time will tell. Ryan Parag is brought back into attack by Stephen Smith, and he has been faring very decently for them with the bat and now with the ball as well.
Ulaj Kocha saying that Rajasthan will win this game, and Shiv Dubey supporting Rahane as well, saying that Rahane ki sarkar aayegi means Rahane's government will be ruling.
Well, we don't know about that, but his innings certainly ruined Sabai Man Singh in the first innings. Delhi have now cancelled out the 50 of Stephen Smith. Who will be scoring the 100 for them?
I don't know. It might be Prithvi Shaw because he got that up. You can see that pattern because even Ajinkya Rahane was struggling. He was on 15, and then all of a sudden there were crackers all over the park. But a good shot by Shreyas Iyer, and that'll just fall short of the fielder. Will they take 2 runs over here, the 2 batsmen? Yes, they are running for the 2, and they do reach on time. So good running between the wickets by the 2 batsmen. Score moves on to 77 with that double. Shreyas Iyer moves on to 4. 8.4 overs have been bowled, so the run rate constantly being above 8.5 and over the required run rate, even though it's 10. But if you keep maintaining that run rate above 8, then you will maintain the pressure on the Rajasthan bowlers.
Well, certainly need to maintain the pressure. Shreyas Iyer goes big again, but there's a fielder this time, and Stokes takes an easy catch. The captain will make his walk back into the pavilion, and this is what we were talking about. As soon as the openers go back into the pavilion, there's troubles all around the park for Delhi Capitals, and the struggles with the middle order continue as Shreyas Iyer also departs. 77 for 2 now. 8.5 overs gone. Ryan Parag has gotten them the wicket of Shreyas Iyer, and surely now Rishabh Pant will make his walk into the crease, but will he be able to capitalize at the moment?
It was a brilliantly executed ploy by Ryan Parag, and a few dance moves by him as well. He knows that Shreyas Iyer loves playing the pull shot. He just banged an in shot. He bowled the previous delivery also a short one. He bowled it once again, this time to Iyer. He bangs it in shot. Shreyas Iyer's eyes lit up. He went for the big pull shot, and an easy take for Ben Stokes because the mid-wicket boundary is quite large.
Also, the fact that he had rolled his fingers over that so as to slow the pace of the ball, that was the reason that was not completely from the middle of the bat, and Shreyas Iyer had to make his walk back. He has been poor for his side. As a captain, you need to strategize a bit, play a little bit of a calm innings, get singles or doubles going on, and then go for the glory shots. They were in a strong position after the start given to them by Shikhar Dhawan. They didn't need to fear this way.
Absolutely, and now they've lost 2 wickets in 2 overs, and that's how a game of T20 changes. An over and 2, you take 2 wickets and you change the man. Similarly, an over a 2, you get over 35-40 runs. The game changes in your favor. So it is an interesting game, the T20. It's 77 for 2 after 8.5 overs. The first wicket was taken by Shreyas Gopal of Shikhar Dhawan. The man was going bonkers. An important wicket, that one. And Shreyas Iyer, who was also the man in form, scored a 50 in the previous game, getting his wicket. Ryan Parag did the honours over there, and a big wicket, nothing nonetheless. An easy catch taken by Ben Stokes, starting at deep mid wicket. And now Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw will have to regroup and play the innings of their life in order to win this game.
Well, they certainly have, and Rishabh Pant, well, he has been criticised fairly by a lot of critics, and he'll need to certainly prove his worth now as he goes for the boundary. But Ben Stokes is there at the moment, and they'll only get a single from that. 9 overs come to an end. 78 now up on board for Delhi Capitals for the loss of 2 wickets. Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw at the strike. Now, who will they go for? The Rajasthan Royals, because this is a crucial moment in the game. They've gotten the wicket, and they'll look to pressurize the team from here because they know 1 wicket more, and the game would be comfortably in their favor.
Absolutely. So it's Prithvi Shaw who's faced 19 deliveries. He should play a part over here, and it's important for Delhi's sake that his form gets back to his best. He gets back to his brilliant best, because he's a phenomenal batsman and has huge potential. Even in that game against the MCG 11, it was in his practice game against Australia. He scored 67 or just 66 deliveries, and also has 100 on his debut against West Indies. Scored a 70 as well. If you talk about his IPL career, Prithvi Shaw, he's played 20 IPL games, and with a strike rate of 142, has 350s under his belt, and has the highest score of 99 against the Kolkata Knight Riders. So the average is something which he needs to work on. It's 25, and that does not do justice to the names, to the likes of Prithvi Shaw, because he's a phenomenal talent. But meanwhile, it's Jofra Archer who's being brought back to bowl the second over of his spell. What a Yorker that was, dug in deep over there. Dug in deep, Prithvi Shaw. In fact, Rishabh Pant it was. And no runs taken over here. So the pressure now steadily mounting on the Delhi Capitals.
Yes, initially they were looking quite fearless. The openers played brilliantly, especially Shikhar Dhawan. But now Rishabh Pant needs to keep his composure and score big runs for his side, as he has done in the past. But Jofra Archer with a beauty of a delivery to Rishabh Pant that could have resulted in a wicket.
Beautiful delivery there by Jofra Archer. It was bowled at the corridor of uncertainty. In fact, it was a shortish length. It went back in with the angle, and it almost got the inside edge. He could have chopped it on, or he could have given the catch to the wicketkeeper Sanju Samson, but for Delhi's luck, it wasn't to be. It's still 78 for 2 after 9.2 overs, and if you look at the equation in the previous 4 overs, only 28 runs have come, and they've also lost 2 wickets in the process, so they need to rebuild over here. A good shot there by Rishabh Pant. It was racing away for a 4, but a good fielding effort there. That shot mid-wicket by Shreyas Gopal. So just the 1 run, and that is something which they will need to do on a continuous basis. They have to support their bowlers on the field. Rajasthan single taken. Prithvi Shaw will be the man on strike.
Prithvi Shaw, well, he has had a good start. He has faced balls from the very first delivery, and now he needs to step on the gas, because he needs to stay at the crease and provide with the stability that Rishabh Pant does it at times.
79 for 2. Prithvi Shaw is the man who is facing the strike. He's faced 21 deliveries and only got 19 runs. He would love to get more number of boundaries under his belt. Meanwhile, another single taken, and Rishabh Pant will get back the strike.
Well, Rishabh Pant certainly has been providing them with the runs in certain games, and he's an explosive batsman, but will there be some crackers from him? Tomorrow there's a game between CSK and SRH. They previously played in the Southern Derby at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium, but there will be a contest between them from Chepauk in Chennai. And coming back to today's game, Shikhar Dhawan played a fantastic innings of 54 runs in 27 balls, and Jofra Archer is bowling at a breathtaking pace right now to Rishabh Pant.
First bouncer of the over so far, and if you talk about Khalid Memon, he's saying that if they calm down and play good cricket over here, then it is quite possible the target. It is a good wicket. Khalid Memon saying that they need to save the wickets till the 13th over. Kana Ram, Upendra Upadhyay, Shiva Dubey is here with us as well. So quite a few fans joined in with us. It's 80 for 2 after 9.5 overs. A good comeback by the Rajasthan Royals after the initial outburst by Delhi Capitals in the power play overs. Quick single taken, or will they scamper for 2? Just the 1 run taken. It's Ben Stokes. You do not challenge his arm from the deep. So 1 run taken, 81 for 2 after 10 overs. Good comeback by the Rajasthan Royals.
Fantastic comeback, because initially it was looking like Delhi would make a mockery out of this chase, but Rajasthan have shown that they are still in the game. They had scored a big total, and they are fighting right now. The game now evenly poised with Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw at the crease for Delhi Capitals. The total made by Rajasthan Royals is of 191, and the target for the Delhi would be 192. Now 111 runs needed off of 60 balls, and the second part of this innings would be very, very interesting.
81 for 2, 111 now needed of the final 10 overs, and one of them have to get going. because if the pressure keeps mounting, then the batsmen to come will be under loads and loads of pressure. So they need to set a platform just as a similar way that Steve Smith and Rahane did, and they have to make sure that the wickets are intact as well. Bowling according to the plan over there, the off spinner, just one run taken. Ryan Parag has looked so impressive so far, just the one run taken by Rishabh Pant. Bowling according to the field, he's enticing the batsman to play for another big pull shot, because the boundary lines are quite big, and if you go try hoiking it in the air, then you might get out caught at the deep. So it's important for Delhi's sake that these two batsmen with a good momentum go on to score a big score. Meanwhile, it's 20 for Prithvi Shaw. Rishabh Pant is on 4, 82 for 2, and the equation is such that it's 110 now needed of 59, and with that single it's now 109 from 58.
The chase is certainly on. The required rate is 11.28. Not too big of an ask, but here these two do need to stay at the crease for at least 5 to 6 overs so that they can carry on with the chase. Prithvi Shaw will have to play an instrumental role if Delhi Capitals are to win from here.
And if you look at the last 20 balls, only 16 runs have come from the bat. But meanwhile, a good shot by Rishabh Pant, but it was a poor delivery by Parag. It was a short delivery, drifting it towards the leg side region, and Rishabh Pant just slog sweeps it toward the final leg boundary. An important boundary because the pressure was mounting, and the score now with that 4 will be 87 for the loss of 2 wickets. 105 now needed of 57 runs, and they need more of that do Delhi Capitals in order to pile the pressure back on the Rajasthan Royals. And a good comeback by Ryan Parag this time. This time Rishabh Pant dances down the track, guides it towards the mid-wicket, and takes the advantage of the big boundaries as he takes a double. So 89 for 2 now.
89 for 2 certainly up as Ryan Parag bowls his third over. 4 deliveries already done, and he'll look for a wicket in the rest of the 2 to get his side in a strong position. But Rishabh Pant now goes for the boundary and gets it. 4 more on board for him, 14 off of 10 balls. His score is up, and 93 now on board for the Delhi Capitals. They are looking back on song, these two. Certainly some breaks were put on when the wickets of Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer fell, but Rishabh Pant is also looking in brilliant touch here as he scores, and misery for Steve Smith in this game.
What a good shot that was by Rishabh Pant, just guides it towards the mid-wicket boundary, and another cut shot play this time, but Steve Smith is over there, does his duties, and no run taken. So 93 for 2, the equation is that 99 runs are now needed of 54 deliveries.
Equation quite clear for the Delhi Capitals, but for them to succeed in this game, they certainly need these two, Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw, to stay in it for long.
Absolutely, and Tenzing Sugrab saying that DC will win this win. Khalid Memon saying that 22 runs from 4 overs and 2 wickets for Rajasthan, so the game is in their favour. Shanky Jain supporting Rajasthan Royals. Khalid Memon also saying that they will be the due factor, and also suggesting that Ingram and Morris are yet to come. Tenzing also supporting Delhi, and Amritpal Singh supporting Rajasthan. So it's a divided house over here. It's 93 for 2, 11 overs have been bowled. 8.45 is the current run rate. Required run rate is 11, but it can soon change. If a good over of 15 to 20 runs, then the pressure will be back on Rajasthan. Meanwhile, Rishabh, in fact, it's Prithvi Shaw who comes down the track and plays what a beautiful shot that was. That was a shot of the night for me.
Well, fantastic there. Comes down the ground and brilliantly strikes the ball towards the cover region, piercing the fielder at that point, and a 4 for his side. Brilliant footwork followed by brilliant connect right from the middle of the bat, and he would certainly like that. Shreyas Gopal is taken for a boundary of the very first ball,
and this is what they would love to do even more. Delhi Capitals is this time. Shaw is looking much better as the batsman sweeps it towards this deep square leg boundary, takes a single and gives a strike to the aggressive Rishabh Pant, and it's important.
Well, it's important for Rishabh Pant to strike here, but you have to look at the recovery from Prithvi Shaw. He wasn't looking very confident from the beginning. He took his time, certainly didn't go for risky shots at the beginning, and him being certainly left for the taking when Ashton Turner missed the catch, that could certainly be the moment where he got some confidence. He was like, this is my night, I have luck on my side, let's go for it.
So it's 98 for 2. Meanwhile, Rishabh Pant gets down on one knee and cuts in, and would that be another boundary? In fact, good fielding effort by Stuart Binney. It was rushing towards the boundary line, and he's been sensational on the field. He also played a really good cameo of 19 odd runs in the first innings. So good fielding over here, and Rajasthan need more of that. They need to support their bowlers, and with that, it's 8 runs of this over so far. A good over for Delhi Capital. 100 comes up with that double. 100 for 2 after 11.3 overs. Khalid Memon saying that he's a big fan of Saurav Ganguly, big fan of Dada. Well, that is one of the major reasons why most of the fans are now supporting Delhi Capitals
Yes,
as well.
many KKR fans have shifted base to Delhi Capitals because of one singular reason. Saurav Ganguly in their camp, and he is the one man who can change the attitude of any side. He has certainly changed the attitude of this Delhi side. This was a similar squad last time around, but look at how they fight in games. Their bowling looks to be completely different, and their batting has been good, given the fact that they have similar players. Only Shikhar Dhawan was the inclusion, but he has played an instrumental role in changing all for their team. Meanwhile, Prithvi Shaw tries to go for the boundary, but that will result only in a single. They should have at least tried for a double, because these are long boundaries and they could have taken the first quick run and then gone for another one.
And one's 22 years of age, one's 19 years of age, and they just went for a single. And if you take the example of Ajinkya Rahane and Steve Smith, the way they ran, I think they should take inspiration from that, because it's not all boundaries and sixes. You have to take your quick singles and doubles if you want to win this match. But Rishabh Pant smashes this one for a big 6 over long on. It was an overpitch delivery by Shreyas Gopal, and a huge 6 for Delhi Capitals. And now their fans believe. It's 84 now needed, a 48 delivery score, 108 for 2 after 12.
Certainly a very good shot there from Rishabh Pant, and he does what he usually does for his side. A brilliant 6 over long on, and he is certainly providing them with the runs at the moment, as his score moves on to 23 in 14 deliveries. He is a very lethal batsman, and if given too much time on the pitch, will certainly hurt the proposition of this Delhi side, and proposition of this Rajasthan side, because he is one batsman who can take the game away from you in 2 or 3 overs.
So it's a 108 for 2. Rishabh Pant now looking to bat in his the way he usually bats at. He's got a couple of boundaries. He's hit a big 6 over long on as well. Thankfully, it wasn't a one-handed 6, and this is what I really like about Rishabh Pant now. I think he is turning out to be a different player in this innings. I would not like to jinx it, though. Jinx, who is there in Ajinkya in Rajasthan Royals team, would love to jinx it. It's 84 now needed, of 48 deliveries, a partnership worth of 31 runs between the two.
Well, if Rajasthan lose, Ajinkya Rahane would be a very unhappy man, because he has scored a brilliant century here for his team, and if they lose on, that will be a hard one to take for Ajinkya Rahane. And in this game we have quite a few people who are supporting Delhi at the moment, as Kana Rama is asking us something. We are not able to decipher it. We will have to type it very clearly, my friend. Tenzin Sungrab says wicket in hand, run rate 12 or 13 is chaseable. Well, certainly it is very chaseable, but we have seen time and often that as soon as the first 3 to 4 wickets go, the Delhi side aren't able to get their act in hand.
Absolutely, 108 for 2, 84 for 48, and yes, you did bring out that point that if they do keep on losing wickets, then the middle order is quite shaky. So these two need to do quite a bit of batting over here in order to put Delhi in a propelling position to win this game. It's a 109 for 2. Prithvi Shaw pulls the ball towards the mid-wicket region, takes a single, gives the strike to the aggressive Rishabh Pant, and it's Jaydev Unadkat who's come back to bowl another over of his left arm pace, or you should say variations. Khalid Memon saying that they should just keep on playing and the runs will come. It is a good outfield, Khalid, so it is quite possible. 83 now needed, of 47 deliveries. Shikhar Dhawan played a really good innings of 54, and he set the tone for the rest of the batters, and that is a job which one of your openers has to do in order to take complete advantage of the power play, and that is exactly what they've done, Delhi. And over here Rishabh Pant just guides one towards a mid-wicket and on drive and takes a single, giving strike back to Prithvi Shaw. The required run rate is still at 10, under 10.5, but the current run rate is moving up. It's close to 9, so if they go with this at this rate, then they will be able to conquer the game. But if you talk about Shikhar Dhawan, he is now 4th on the list of most number of runs, 401 runs in 11 games, while David Warner is touching the sky. He's on 517 of 9 games.
So
already, no one's going to touch him.
And below him, if you look at the second spot, it's Johnny Bairstow, his opening partner, as Prithvi Shaw goes for another boundary. And will that be saved? No. Another 4. Not cut. third ball for him and another 4 for Prithvi Shaw. His score is now 32 off of 20 and delightful for Delhi Capitals fans.
Well, they're banging in the short delivery so that one of the batsmen could give an easy catch to the mid-wicket or square leg boundary just like Shreyas Iyer did. But if you keep bowling over there, there's a high risk of being punished for boundaries left, right and centre, because that's one of the most easiest deliveries to face. And if you look at the previous 15 deliveries, then 33 runs have been conceded, and Ashton Turner, his heart must be in his mouth. He's having a torrid time in franchise cricket, because even if you talk about the Big Bash League, before he joined the IPL in the last 2 IPL games, in Big Bash games, he scored a 0 on the first ball and has continued that run even in the IPL. Got out on 0 as well and dropped a dolly of Prithvi Shaw.
Well, he certainly dropped a dolly, but what a beauty of a delivery there from Unadkat. Change of pace, Prithvi Shaw wasn't able to read it, and a dot. Every dot counts here for Rajasthan, because the run rate will certainly increase majorly as the overs go on.
Absolutely, and I feel sorry for Ashton Turner. He played a wonderful knock at Mohali and single-handedly won the game for Australia, for his nation. It was 355 the target, and he won it with quite ease. Oh, what a shot that was by Prithvi Shaw! That will be a big 6. Oh, what a shot that was!
Fantastic there from Prithvi Shaw, not even applying any amount of power on that. He just changed the pace of that delivery, and brilliant over the mid-wicket. 6 more for Delhi Capitals as their score moves on to 120. But what a shot there from Prithvi Shaw. Fantastic. The way he struck that, it didn't look like it'll go that far. 84 meters on that occasion. Fantastic from the little guy.
And it was over pitched towards the leg side region. All he did was smash that over the long on boundary. What a shot indeed. He moves on to 38, and Ashton Turner is scratching his head. He knows what he's done over there. And Ishant Sharma will now feel that he's not the only one to make a mistake. I'm sure he'll be relief.
He'll be very happy that someone else is certainly sharing the amount of spoils for this particular tag in this game, as he dropped Ajinkya Rahane very early on in this innings, and he went on to hurt the opposition in major proportions. Prithvi Shaw is looking very good at the moment. He has had his moments of lapse in concentration, but after 13 overs, it's looking very good for Delhi. 122 now up on board for them. 2 wickets are down, and Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw are looking like they'll go from here.
72 now needed up, 42 deliveries, and what Rajasthan right now need is a good over under 7 or 8 runs, and that might add further pressure on Delhi. Meanwhile, the 2 batsmen will not think of keeping it below 8. They will definitely target 10 runs minimum per every over in order to ensure the solidarity in the game. It's 72 now of 42 deliveries, 120 for 2. Rishabh Pant is on 24, 15 deliveries, 2 boundaries, 1-6, while Prithvi Shaw, who was struggling with the bat when Shikhar Dhawan was going hammer and tongs and was smashing all the Rajasthan bowlers over the park. It was him who was struggling, but now he seems to be in the groove. Now he's on 38 after facing 31 deliveries, 4 boundaries and 1 massive 6.
Rishabh Pant is also very good in this game. Right now he's looking very good. 24 off 15 from him, 2 boundaries, 1 massive 6, and he will be the one who will be facing the first delivery of the 14th over. On this matter, Dhawan Kulkarni is brought back into the attack by Steven Smith, and they need wickets now, because if these two play 1 or 2 overs more, they'll be too good to stop now for Rajasthan.
Absolutely. Dhawan Kulkarni has also struggled in the initial stages of the innings, but a sensible single taken there by Rishabh Pant. Will they scamper for 2? They have taken 2 runs. He's inside the crease, I guess. The third umpire will be taken, but Sanju Samson isn't quite confident. A good effort by Rahul Tripathi, was it? I think it was a good effort by him, but good running between the two. And the third umpire decision will be taken, but he is well inside the crease, even though there was a direct hit. So good running and putting the pressure on the fielders there.
Certainly they are. It's the other way around usually, with the fielders putting on the pressure on the batsmen, but this time around they are making the fielders run hard, throw hard, and certainly keeping them on their toes, which is working in their favour, these two, Prithvi Shaw and Rishabh Pant, because they also know that their wickets are very crucial. They are putting a price on their wicket, which is certainly helping the cause of Delhi Capitals, as the score now is 122 for 2, 13.1 overs done, and Rishabh Pant would be the one who will be facing the ball now.
And he comes down the track, guides another one towards the long on. Will they go for two once again? Yes, they are going for two, easily taken, and that's wonderful batting between the two batsmen. If they're not getting boundaries, they're making sure that they run twos and threes. Good batting there. 68 now needed of 40 deliveries. Rishabh Pant moves on to 28, 124 for 2. Tenzing saying that come on DC, and also saying Balle Balle, as well as Khalid Mehman saying small man big bomb. I think he's saying that for Prithvi Shaw.
Well, certainly he is, because a short lad, but what an innings has he turned out to play for Delhi Capitals time and again. This time around, he is the one who's leading the charge for them. Rishabh Pant is certainly getting into the groove of things, as he is the one who is taking the charge of taking the singles, taking the doubles, and these two are batting fantastically for Delhi Capitals.
A partnership worth of 48 with that single, and it is a good partnership by the two batsmen. Rishabh Pant is on 28 with that, and 29 with that single. Prithvi Shaw is on 38 and he will be facing the strike Dhaval Kulkarni. If we talk about his spell, 2.2 overs, he's already gone for 30 runs, and there are 4 more deliveries to be bowled in this over, and apart from that he still has 1 more over, so he can go above 45 or 50 runs, or it's his time to take a wicket or two and put the pressure back on the Delhi Capitals. 48 runs partnership between the two batsmen of just 28 deliveries. 125 for 2 is the score. 67 now needed of 39 deliveries, and the counter attack has worked so far by the Delhi Capitals. It is a mammoth total, but they're making it look quite comfortable at the moment, but a wicket or two can change the perspective of the thing. Another single will it be by Prithvi Shaw, cover driven, and yes, he takes a single, gives back the strike to Rishabh Pant, who's on 29 of 18. And so far a good over, no boundaries coming from Dhaval Kulkarni's end. 6 runs coming off the 4 deliveries, 2 more balls to be bowled.
Well, a good over from Dhaval Kulkarni, but certainly very good batting there from these two, because even if they are not scoring boundaries, they are making sure that the runs keep on coming. They are keeping the scoreboard ticking, and that is positive news for Delhi Capitals, as even when the boundaries are not coming, the scoreboard is still ticking for them. 13.4 overs are done. 2 more deliveries left in the over for Dhaval Kulkarni to do something here. Rishabh Pant tries to go for a big one, and that will be it for Delhi Capitals. The boundary that they needed is certainly provided to them. 33 the score now for the Rishabh Pant in 19 balls, as the score for Delhi Capitals is now 130 for the loss of 2 wickets after 13.5 overs.
It was a poor delivery bowled by Dhaval Kulkarni. A short ball towards the leg side region, and Rishabh Pant gets down on one knee, plays the slog sweep and guides it over fine leg for a 1 bounce boundary for Delhi Capitals. And Khalid Mehman is saying that they need to calm down and continue to play like that. Electronic experts saying how many wickets has Archer taken. He hasn't taken a wicket so far in this game. He will have a role to play in the final few overs, but so far he hasn't taken a wicket. It's 131 for 2, and that could have been another boundary, but good fielding at the deep in, but they'll run for 2, so good over once again for Delhi Capitals. 12 runs coming off of it, and it will be the second strategic timeout for Delhi Capitals, and what a game it is turning out to be. The score is a 130 for the loss of 2 wickets after 14, 132 for 2 after 14 overs. Rishabh Pant is currently batting on 35, while Prithvi Shaw is on 39 of 32. 60 now needed of the final 6 overs. Well, the strategic time has been taken, and we will also take a short break. Till then, keep listening to Sports Flashes.
Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
Chat with me and Wally for the match of Rajasthan Royals and Delhi Capitals. Prithvi Shaw and Rishabh Pant playing fantastically for the Delhi Capitals, as we've seen. Really, they both are playing with some sense, and the target now very close for Delhi Capitals. 59 needed off of 35 balls for them, and the Delhi Capitals are at 133 for 2. Rishabh Pant is at 35 for 20, and he smacks 4 more for Delhi Capitals. He, as time and again he does, he plays it on the backside, rather unconventional, but gets the job done for him.
Another slog sweep this time by Rishabh Pant, and finally the one-handed shot comes under play by him. He moves on to a quick 539 of 21 deliveries. It was a predetermined shot. He played Unat Cut over the fine leg, and a good shot over there, and he was in fact on both. In fact, he wasn't even on both the knees. He was just laying there after playing that shot. Good shot by Rishabh Pant. Pressure is being released at the moment by these two batsmen. Positive intent showed by the two youngsters over here. 55 now needed of 34 deliveries, and they rush for 2 over here. He has worked it over square leg, and they will comfortably take the 2 runs. So time is running out for the Rajasthan Royals. They thought that they were back in the game after taking 2 big wickets of Shreyas Iyer and Shikhar Dhawan, but now these two are piling on the misery for the hosts.
This is certainly not good for the hosts, Rajasthan Royals, as the score now ticks on. 139 for 2 for Delhi Capitals, and these two are looking very good here. Rishabh Pant on 41 in 22 deliveries, Prithvi Shaw for 40 in 33 deliveries. Rishabh Pant is turning on the style. He has come later in the innings and has pipped the score of Prithvi Shaw already, but that is the case with him. He plays with some fire in his belly, and sometimes he provides with the runs. The other times he goes back very early in the game.
A single taken by Rishabh Pant this time, 52 now of 32. Galaxy Prime saying that we will miss Rishabh Pant in the World Cup. He could have been very handy in England. Tenzin Sugrab saying that need Pant to stay till the end, but can't guarantee Pant to stay long because it's like he's made in China. Well, I think that he is making the game for Delhi, and when the equation will be quite comfortable, it's then when he loses wicket.
Well, that has been the case time and again. They are certainly very much in the game, Delhi Capitals, but if they get a wicket or two, Rajasthan Royals here, they certainly will be back in the game with a banger of a chance to win this from here, as Jaidev Unadkat is finishing off with his 3rd over. He has been decent with the ball, but not very economical. Almost 10 runs per over from him has certainly not helped the case of Rajasthan Royals, as they are now in a tough spot and how much is Ashton Turner responsible for this?
Well, he is solely responsible for this at the moment because Prithvi Shaw is also looking in good touch. And the 2 overs from Jofra Archer will be quite crucial for Rajasthan's sake. Meanwhile, the final delivery of Jaydev cuts over and flicked it with utmost ease did Rishabh Pant towards the square leg. And if you talk about the last 5 overs, 61 runs have come from their bat, so they've taken a heavy beating. Have Rajasthan Royals. Tenzing, Fakhi Imran, Sakir Khan, Galaxy Prime, Khalid Memon saying that don't throw your wicket, play till the end and prove yourself. Well, I really hope that Rishabh Pant actually plays till the very end and feels what it's like to finish off a game like MS Dhoni, because once he gets that feeling, I think he might be able to love it and he might be able to do that much more in the games to come.
To argue with that, MS Dhoni even played some not so sensible knocks earlier in his career, so he's a young lad and he has time on his hands. And one talented lad at that, because we've really seen someone with skills like him. He can win a game on his own, especially in the T20 circuit. And it's just that he needs to put in consistency. He needs to perform consistently for his sides to certainly have later replace MS Dhoni when the time requires, because MS Dhoni is at the dusk of his career right now. However, it is not very pleasant as an Indian cricket fan to admit it, but it certainly is. There was a time when it came to the end of the god of cricket, Sachin Tendulkar, he had to retire, and it's a tough pill to swallow, but we'll have that time when MS Dhoni will also retire. Rather, leaving that conversation behind, it's now 50 needed off of 30 balls. First delivery has been pushed, and they'll take a single of that. So, a good start there for the 3rd over of Jofra Archer. He has been good for them, very, very economical. 12 runs in his 2.1 overs, and he just needs to put in a wicket for his side so that they are back in the game.
Well, it's a 143 for 2, and Jofra Archer is known for his Yorker length deliveries, and that's what he executes with utmost brilliance. So it's important for Rajasthan that he keeps banging in with the Yorkers, otherwise these two will run away with the game. It's 143 for 2, 49 now needed of 29 deliveries, though the required run rate is above 10. The current run rate is quite close to it, it's 9.43. So Rajasthan Royals need to chip in a wicket from either of the end, because the partnership is also worth of 66. Meanwhile, Jofra Archer bowls his second delivery, a short length, and it's cut towards the cover region. Will they take a single? So yes, they do succeed in taking the single, and it's in fact, they did not take the single. Prithvi Shaw did the sensible thing by denying the single. So it's now 49 needed of 28 deliveries. A good change of pace there by Jofra Archer right towards the end. 15.2 overs have been bowled. If you talk about the bowling figures, then only 2 bowlers have taken the wickets. It's Shreyas Gopal who bagged the big wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, and the other was Ryan Parag, who took the wicket of Shreyas Iyer. So not quite a lot of wickets being taken for Rajasthan Royal. Meanwhile, a single taken by Prithvi Shaw. It was a full toss. He could have got a better outcome, but just a single taken. Rishabh Pant will now get back the strike. He's on 44, just one blow away from yet another 50 in the IPL.
144 now up on board for Delhi Capitals, and at this rate they will very well chase the target, but the crucial wicket of these two will certainly change the tide of the game. Jofra Archer, will he be the one who provides? But what a shot there from Rishabh Pant as it goes for a 6. Brilliant there from the young lad, and answering his critics in style. He is 50 up for him in 26 deliveries, and what an innings it has been.
And that's what Rishabh Pant can do when he's on song. And this time also it wasn't a one-handed shot. If you notice, he pulled it down the leg and he timed that to perfection, did Rishabh Pant. A big 6 over square leg that will ease off some nerves from the Delhi camp. 150 comes up, and Rishabh Pant's 50 also comes up. Now 42 runs are needed of 26 deliveries, and this is a game where people have been redeeming themselves. First it was Ajinkya Rahane, quite a lot of finger pointing towards him earlier on, and then it was Rishabh Pant. Quite a lot of people saying, in fact it was the contrary, quite a lot of people were saying that Ajinkya Rahane doesn't have it in him to play the big shots, doesn't have it in him to accelerate the run rate. He did that, while quite a lot of fans said that Rishabh Pant doesn't have it in him to play the waiting game, and they both proved that they're quite valuable to their respective franchises.
Well, it is proving otherwise because Rishabh Pant is turning on the style here for Delhi
But he's
Capitals.
played sensibly. He hasn't played a false
Well,
shot.
exactly my point, because we all know the talent that he possesses. We all know his capabilities, but one thing that he lacks a little bit is a certain sense while batting, and that is certainly a very positive thing to see from the young lad, as he is fierce, he is flamboyant, and he is definitely talented. Just a little bit of sense, and he can prove to be an asset to the Indian side as well.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, that was a full toss. Should it be a no ball? In fact, it isn't a no ball, so that's a missed opportunity by Prithvi Shaw. And what has just happened over there?
Well, the bail lit up as far as I saw, and will they take a decision here? Will that go for the third umpire, or will that be considered a wide? I'm not quite sure what happened, because the bails come off the wicket, and
I think it was a wind. We don't
but
know.
the wicket was not in place, so even if it was a wind, there certainly be a very heavy wind, and in that case the bowlers must be worried because it was the wind that took the ball away.
Absolutely, and it has been good batting by Rishabh Pant, but missed two opportunities that Rishabh Pant over Prithvi Shaw there over there, because he had two full tosses, could have got two boundaries and could have eased off the equation, but couldn't do so. Galaxy Prime saying that I think no one in the series has scored a 6 against Jofra. Well, you're wrong, Galaxy Prime. It was MS Dhoni who struck a 6 in the first leg of in the first league game between Rajasthan and Chennai Super
he even
Kings.
introduced Jofra Archer with a 6, if I remember correctly, and Jofra Archer is a very good bowler. You cannot say that he is not capable enough, but there is certain flaws in even the best of bowlers. Even Jasprit Bumrah was taken to the cleaners by Rishabh Pant in a game against Mumbai. So nobody is safe when it comes to the IPL. One game you can score 100, the other you will go for a duck. One game you can bang in with 4 wickets, the other you'll be smashed all around the park. That's the beauty of the IPL. And here Rishabh Pant is certainly looking to smack bowlers all around the park. And another, oh my word, there was another catching up
no ball,
It's
and it's a
no
waist high
ball.
no ball, and it's a 4 as well. So a free hit, a good attempt by Stuart Binney there at the deep, and 5 extra runs for Rishabh Pant and Delhi Capitals, which also means that he will not be getting out in the very next delivery. Does he give his wicket away, because it's a free hit? So 55. Shreyas Gopal bowled a waist high no ball, and that's just not accepted if you're a spinner.
Well, certainly that was a very indisciplined from the spinner, because what is the need of it? What's the need of it? You just need to bang in with the line and length. You are bowling in short, you are bowling in slow, and with Rishabh Pant on strike, what a shot we're seeing here down the ground, straight, and hits the fence. 4 more for Rishabh Pant, as he is now at 59 on 29 deliveries. The score very much in the reach of Delhi Capitals here. 32 needed off of 23 balls. And how desperately do they need a wicket, and what will be going on the mind of Ashton Turner right now, because he is seeing his side fall out of favor now, and he must be feeling very guilty when he missed the catch of Prithvi Shaw, who is still at the pitch for Delhi Capitals.
So 9 runs coming off the one delivery, because the first one was a no ball and a 4. Rishabh Pant batting quite well. Prithvi Shaw providing assistance on the other end as well. He's on 42, takes a single now. Rishabh Pant, he moves on 60. And if you look at that shot, Paritosh, he played it with a straight bat, and that is what I liked. He did not play a cross-batted shot, even though it was a free hit. I really think that after the last game against Kings 11 Punjab, Saurav Ganguly, give him some serious hair dry session.
Maybe he pulled a Fergie on Rishabh Pant, and he needed that, because he needs some sense knocked into him, as he has been playing very bad for the side after a brilliant performance against Mumbai Indians. He has been irresponsible, inconsistent, and whatnot. There, Shreyas Gopal, this is what he can do. On this time, Prithvi Shaw completely misses the ball, and if he was far off the wicket, that could have been stumped.
Prithvi Shaw needs to calm down here, because Delhi Capitals don't fancy themselves when they lose a wicket towards the end. So they have to finish off the game. They have to take the responsibility, the 2 young batsmen, to finish off the game. Already 10 runs coming off of it. 3 deliveries still left. You could just give Rishabh Pant back the strike, and he could do the dirty business by smashing the ball all over the park, because you don't need to lose a wicket at this point.
Well, if Rishabh Pant is on song, he'll finish the game in 1 over. But Prithvi Shaw goes for the big one here, but the ball is high up in the air. Will that be caught? shot. Yes, easily. And Prithvi Shaw is finally dismissed by Shreyas Gopal, and this is the wicket that will play a long way for Rajasthan Royal, as they will want to come back in this game late on. And a late drama here in this game. 16.4 overs done, 161 for 3, as Prithvi Shaw is the one who departs. Rishabh Pant is still at strike, but what an essential wicket. Steve Smith, he must be delighted. His side is back, and they are in contention now with the departure of Prithvi Shaw.
Well, he tried to go for the big 6 over long on. It's a big boundary, and he was already looking quite frustrated, not hitting the middle of the bat. But a good innings nonetheless, 42 of 39. He should have supported Rishabh Pant on the other end, who was on song, and that is where these players need to bring in some maturity. Rishabh Pant will be accompanied with Colin Ingram, another good batsman, and though the equation is still very much in Delhi's favour, but you have seen games being lost from this angle.
Well, as a Delhi fan, you have seen that quite often. They're not, but at this point, I think Rishabh Pant would have come in handy. When Prithvi Shaw was struggling for scoring boundaries and sixes, he should have given the strike to Rishabh Pant and not gone for the glory shots. He was certainly a little greedy there, and that didn't turn out in the favour of the young Indian. And now Rutherford is sent in to accompany Pant and not Ingram, for your information, as Stokes makes the collective effort, and 16.5 overs come to a halt. Now Rutherford, Finn Rutherford has played 11 T20 matches and has scored 175 runs there. So what is the thought behind this? Are they looking for some big shots to end it quickly? Because I prefer a sensible batsman at this point of time. They still
Colin
have
Ingram.
30 runs, and they can send in someone like Ingram to hold the innings, and Pant from the other end could fire them ahead.
Well, it's too difficult to say at the moment because I haven't seen much of Rutherford. I did see that one shot against Kings 11 Punjab, and that was a really good shot. It was almost going to the boundary, but good fielding effort there towards the end. But meanwhile, it's a dot ball, so he started off quite horribly. Did Shreyas Gopal? He gave away 9 runs in one ball, but then just gave away 2 runs in the next 5 deliveries over. Sensational comeback. Now
That has been the story for him. He has made horrible starts. He has been welcomed by 6s and 4s, but this lad is very strong with the mental game. He is very on point when it is time to make a comeback, and he's the one who is providing the breakthroughs time and again for his side, and they'll be thanking him if they go on to win this one, because the partnership between Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw almost took the game away from them, and still Delhi Capitals surely have the game in their hands. But if they win on from here, Shreyas Gopal would be the key man who brought them back.
and he took 2 huge wickets, one of Shikhar Dhawan, the other of Prithvi Shaw. And if you look at the last 4 overs, 42 runs came of that. But when you're Delhi Capitals, you can't score 30 runs in 18 deliveries. So this is something which they need to look at and not get under pressure much. Play it like a normal game, and you will be able to win the game. But it's Dhaval Kulkarni. Yes, it is. Is it Dhaval Kulkarni? It's Dhaval Kulkarni who will be pulling his final over of the spell. He's been quite expensive, being scored for 38 runs in his 3 overs. Rishabh Pant, I'm sure, will be eyeing him for some runs.
Well, certainly he would, because his strike rate is now close to 200, and he likes it fast, and he certainly would feed off of that pace of Dhaval Kulkarni as he drives one towards the covers. And not the covers, mid-wicket boundary at that, but the fielder is present there and he'll collect easily. So Rutherford is now brought into the strike after that single. 62 off of 32 for Rishabh Pant. And what will this lad do here? So there must be some reason behind sending him in ahead of Ingram.
Right.
So he'll have to prove that he has the capabilities that he is being trusted upon by the management.
Absolutely. I think he is known for his big hitting as per the sources and the reports that have been heard. And he's a good middle order batsman. That is the reason why he's been recruited by the Delhi Capitals. Let's see if he's able to put in a show over here. 29 now needed of 17 deliveries. Will Rutherford turn out to be the hero for Delhi Capitals? Well, let's see. A good delivery, but what a shot there by Rutherford. I think... oh yes, it's a 6. It was a good attempt, but a 6 nevertheless. And yes, I was saying that he was known for his big hitting, and he just proved it. 23 now needed of 16 deliveries, and that will ease off some pressure from the Delhi camp.
Well, a lot of pressure must be eased off now. A good attempt by the Rajasthan fielders, but on this attempt, Rutherford was able to clear that over mid-wicket, and fantastic from him, fantastic for Delhi, as the chase is very on here. Rutherford, he's answering to our calls of why he was sent in ahead of Ingram, and if that fielder was closer to the ball, that could have very well been in favour of Rajasthan.
And I think another short ball will be bowled, because the plan is quite simple. They want him to be caught. They want him to be dismissed at deep mid-wicket. It's a big boundary. So I think another short delivery might be bowled. But let's not forget, Rutherford is also from the Caribbean Islands. So if he's from the Caribbean Islands, he can smash you for big sixes all over the park.
Well, that is a little bit of a racist comment from you, because
how is that a racist comment? I'm just praising them. They're good at that.
No, but you can't stereotype people.
I'm praising them.
This is 2019. You don't need to stereotype people. Maybe he's a classy batsman who likes to deal in boundaries.
Why?
Almost, but he took the bat and he just. That is not correct from them, but he certainly gave the strike now to Rishabh Pant. So positive move there for the aspect of Delhi fans, as he will now be taking the strike, and 3 deliveries still left in this over. If it is to Rishabh Pant, he will be looking to finish it off here and now.
I think he should be giving the strike to Rutherford, and he should finish off the innings, because he should remain. Rishabh Pant should remain till the end, because if they lose another solid wicket, then they might come under pressure. So it's important. But as far as we know, Rishabh Pant, he's going to go for his big shot, and that's exactly what he did. He went for a big cut towards the cover region, just the 1 run taken, thankfully. And now it's Rutherford who is going to be facing the delivery. 21 now needed of 14 deliveries. Pant moves on to 63 of just 33 deliveries, and you could see Pant's scoring areas are mainly towards the leg side region. 82% of the shots have come on that region, while 18% have come towards the off, and he's targeted his boundaries. 171 for 3, 17.4 overs have been bowled. 21 now needed of 14 deliveries.
Well, he certainly likes that mid-wicket and square leg region. Also, he is very much in favour of that scoop shots that he plays. Rutherford goes down the ground. 4 more in the cover region. What a shot there from Rutherford. And that must be it for Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals, because 17.5 overs, 175 now already up on board. And it's now Delhi's game to lose from here on.
And it's always Delhi's game to lose. In each and every game, if you look at it, it's always Delhi's game to lose till they finally lose. But their away form has been quite top-notch. And Rutherford announcing himself to the big stage, and you can see how much that boundary means to him. And I think Delhi Capitals might have found a really solid middle-order batsman here. Good shots, 1 6 and 1 boundary in just 4 deliveries.
Well, certainly he has provided them with the runs after coming on, and he has shown just how talented that this lad is. Dhawan Kulkarni bowls in, and now will that be caught? Is there a fielder there? Yes, there is, and this is what we were talking about. Again, a short length from Dhawan Kulkarni, backs himself and gets the wicket. Now Rishabh Pant is under pressure a little bit, because it's another wicket down. 18 overs are done, and 17 required of the rest of the 12 balls.
And it's the same old story. They do the hard stuff quite easily, but when it comes to the easy stuff, they mess it up. Delhi Capitals losing 2 wickets in 2 overs in quick succession. He could have taken a single over there, Rutherford. It was a slower bouncer, and an easy catch for Ryan Prayag, standing at long off. 17 now needed of 12 deliveries, though Rishabh Pant is still in there. Rajasthan Royals are very much in the game.
Well, he certainly felt that one. Ryan Parag, he is rubbing his chest, because the ball hit him right in the side. He has done his job, but he should have stayed till long, because we have seen time and again Delhi struggle at the later end of the innings, as the chase comes very close to its end. 175 already on the board, 18 overs are done, and now Delhi requires 17 runs off of 12 balls. How crucial the 2 overs from Kasigo Rabada right at the end. He restricted a lot of runs for Delhi Capitals. The Rajasthan were clearly running a riot there on, but he restricted the opposition, and that could very well come into play now, because 10 runs more from there, and the situation could have been very different. 27 off of 12
Absolutely.
is an altogether different task. They should be thanking their bowlers, because time and again they have pushed in performances, especially Kasigo Rabada.
as
Kagiso
Kagiso Rabada has bowled really well, but the 19th over by Chris Morris was also bowled quite well, but Kagiso Rabada doing the damage, taking 2 wickets on that last over, just giving over 6 runs, has done the damage, I guess. And though the score is not 200, but they're still very much in the game, because they were similar. In fact, it's quite identical. It's a mirror image. Rajasthan Royals were also 175 for the loss of 4 wickets, and another dot delivery this time is Jofra Archer bowling the second last over. Will they be able to replicate what Chris Morris and Kagiso Rabada did? Well, only time will tell. Colin Ingram has just missed one, and it's a crucial dot delivery for the Rajasthan Royals.
Very crucial there, because every dot ball counts, and I have been pressurizing on it time and again. Not just the wickets, Kagiso Rabada gets the wickets is also a dot ball, so that is a positive for the side, because in the final overs every dot ball is like another. Fantastic, and a different confusion here. Ingram, they don't go for the throw, and they certainly want Ingram to be at the strike. A confusion there at the field, and as a Delhi fan, that must be heart-wrenching for you.
The thing is that I'm not feeling the pressure today. I think I'm immune to all of it now, Paritosh, because in the previous game I was feeling the pressure.
You've seen it time and again.
Exactly. So I'm not feeling anything anymore now. It's 17 needed of 10 deliveries. Jofra Archer bowling 2 good deliveries, no runs coming off of it. Colin Ingram needs to get a boundary or 2, or give Rishabh Pant, the man who is in fine form, the strike. And good recovery by Rajasthan Royals once again. And if you look at the previous 4 overs, 38 runs have come. But when it comes to finishing off the game, Delhi Capitals haven't been able to do so. That's why I keep on questioning why do they always elect to have a chase. Meanwhile, a good Yorker length delivery, and will they take the single? They do not. So is it another? No, they do. So it's
Rishabh Pant is now on strike. 3 deliveries done. 18.3. 176 already on board after 4 wickets are gone. Rishabh Pant is now at strike. He is playing at 63 of 33 balls. 16 required now of 9 balls. And it is that time of the day. The heart-wrenching moments. As now Jaydev Unadkat is having one more over, and he would probably be given the last over. But we'll have to wait and see. The game now turns to its very end, and Rishabh Pant, he would be looking for a big one here.
Absolutely. 16 now needed of 9, and it's a played in the air. I think that might be another wicket. No, it's in no man's land, so they have to rush for 2. In fact, they could rush for 3 as well. Will they rush for more runs? They've just and they could take 3. Another fielding misfield over there by Ben Stokes. What is happening over there? A comedy of errors, and how much would that cost? First it was Stuart Binney who slipped, then it was Ben Stokes who went and slipped, and they've taken 3 runs in the process.
Well, Dew coming into play there, and Rajasthan Royals wouldn't be liking that. Extra runs for the taking for Delhi Capitals, and that would release some pressure from them. It was an opportunity for the Rajasthan Royals, and if that catch was taken, if there was a fielder there inside the 30-yard circle, that could have turned out to be very different. And Ben Stokes slipped right after taking the ball. The ball is certainly losing its grip from the fielder's perspective, and a brilliant ball there by Jofra Archer, another right in the block hole, but at this time Ingram takes a single as Rishabh Pant is brought on strike. 7 balls, 12 runs. Interesting here, and if you're not tuned in, please tune in, because this game is turning out to be a cracker of a game. The chase is on. 180 up on board for Delhi. 18.5 overs done. 1 ball still remains. Jofra Archer would be bowling to Rishabh Pant, who is playing at 66 for 34 balls. And 12 runs still required. Will he go for a 6, or will he just take a single and make a decision like Dhoni to make it all in the last over?
Well, whatever he does, he must not lose his wicket, because the final over may be bowled by Ryan Parag or Jaydev Unadkat, and he can chance his arm over there. In the final over, 12 runs could come, but it's important that Rishabh Pant doesn't lose his wicket. Final delivery, and he goes for a big 6. Will that be what a shot? And it's a 6. Rishabh Pant showing his absolute power. What a shot that was by the Delhi lad. Over long gone. It was a length delivery, and now Rishabh Pant showing what a match winner, what a match turner he could turn out to be. Brilliant shot.
Finally he clicks for the Delhi Capitals, as the happy camp there. Mohammad Kaif is seen clapping with Prithvi Shaw, and this is the power of Rishabh Pant. He backs himself and over long on at that point. 6 for Delhi Capitals, and Rishabh Pant 72 now up for him. And what an innings it is turning out to be for the young lad. 72 of 35. Colin Ingram will face the next delivery, and the next over is very, very crucial, as Jaydev Unadkat is being called upon by Steve Smith to bowl the last over. He wasn't expecting a 6 of the last balls, Steve Smith, but you can't really deal with that kind of play. Rishabh Pant and Ingram would be wanting a single as soon as possible, so that Rishabh Pant is back on strike and he can strike one again into the crowd and win it for Delhi here.
They could do the sensible thing and take 3 twos and finish off the game because it's a big boundary line. They could do the sensible thing, or they could do the insensible thing and go for the big shot or get caught at deep mid wicket. But what a shot that was, and it was a length delivery, a poor delivery by Jofra Archer. It was a good over, but on the final delivery he bowled a length one at a quick pace, and Rishabh Pant capitalized by hitting a 6.
Certainly not required. On the last ball, you have done brilliantly to restrict the opposition there, but what was the need of it? You don't need to bowl a length ball to someone like Rishabh Pant, who you know will go for the big shots as he gets the chance, and he has the powers in his arms. Even though this ground is quite big, Rishabh Pant is certainly more than capable of clearing the boundary. So you don't bowl deliveries like this to a man who is already playing at 66. He goes on to 72 now, but at that moment he was at 66. And Colin Ingram gets one, but there's a fielder there at that time, and a single would be taken, I guess, and that would bring Rishabh Pant on strike. And now 5 required of 5 balls. It's all too easy for Delhi now, and if they lose it from here, Rishabh Pant would be criticized.
Do you remember the match against Kolkata Knight Riders at Firozshah Kotla? 6 runs were required of 6 balls, and it ended in a super over. So it's never easy. I really hope for Rishabh Pant's sake that he finishes off the game, because he's never been able to finish off in game. I don't remember when he's able to finish off a game. I think there was one game for Delhi Daredevils.
He finished quite a few games for you last time around. He was fantastic last time around.
While chasing, I don't remember it in the recent past. He's made games for India in the T20 as well. When 20 runs are needed of Vijay delivery, he loses a wicket because of a stupid shot. But I hope for his sake that he finishes it off in a great style. But he's hit a one-handed shot. Will that be? Yes, sir. That might be a boundary. Or is that a 6? And is that a 6?
That is a 6.
That is a 6. And now Rishabh Pant finishes off the game. What a knock that has been. Certainly one of the knocks of the IPL. 78 runs of 36 balls, and it is an important one for Rishabh Pant, silencing all his critics and silencing quite a few fans, and even sending the selectors a statement that you might have made a mistake by not selecting me.
Well, he certainly is making a statement here. Rishabh Pant, 78 from him in 36 balls, and what a shot was that. No fielder at that point, right on the boundary, and he certainly was able to find the spot where there was no fielder. A fantastic innings from him, and they're still waiting for the third umpire's decision on that. Has that hit the boundary directly, or will there be still something to bowl for Rajasthan Royals? And that is certainly a 6, and the game is over. Only the confirmation from the third umpire is required, and any moment now that will surely be the game for them. Review. Third umpire is taking his time right now. He has taken a few minutes, few seconds here, and he's still. That is surely a 6. That has hit the boundary.
That's surely a 6. It's hit the boundary line. Meanwhile, if we talk about the comments section, Khalid Memon is saying Pant, you're the man today, and he predicted that he'll play a really good innings. What a sensible innings by Pant, he says. Tenzing saying big cheers to Rishabh Pant. Galaxy Prime saying that Pant played like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and also saying that he's got huge talent. Well, he's proved that he's got huge talent, though the umpires are giving it a look, but I still feel even Ben Stokes confirmed it from the long off that it is a 6. So let's see what the umpire has to say, and it's a 6. So the match is over. Rishabh Pant is the one who finishes it off in style, and it's Delhi Capitals with the 2 points. They will move on to second on the table, and we'll just run you down with the score. Delhi Capitals were made to chase a target of 192, a daunting target at the Sawai Mansingh Stadium. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan got off to a lightning start. They scored 72 of just 7 overs. Shikhar Dhawan played a trailblazing knock of 54 from 27 deliveries. Prithvi Shaw also played a really good knock of 42 from 39 deliveries. Shreyas Iyer got off cheaply. He got out for 4. Rishabh Pant, the player of the match for me today, 78 of just 36 balls. What a knock this was. 6 boundaries, 4 sixes, proving why he's such a big match winner for Delhi. Shredan Rutherford with a good cameo of 11 from 5, and that is it for the Delhi Capitals. I beg your pardon. They won the game, and tomorrow it's going to be SRH versus the
Chennai Super Kings. Big game at the Chepauk in Chennai, and we'll be with you for that also. Until then, it's good night from us at Sports Flashes. You stay tuned, keep listening, and we'll be right back for the next game, which is tomorrow at Chennai. See you soon.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live.
Sports Flashes.
It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.